You are my ecstasy. When you are next to me, flooding my dopamine. Stay here right next to me. Oh, you make me feel like I can touch the sky. You make me feel like I can touch the sky. Couldn't call me, couldn't be sorry rolling. Like whoa, you took all my love like it's stolen. Got me like whoa, yeah, whoa. You are my You are my You make me feel like I can touch the sky. You make me feel like I can touch the sky. Every time you leave, I come down. So girl, you know that I need you around. You are my You are my You are my Every time you leave, I come down. So girl, you know that I need you around. You are my ecstasy. When you are next to me, flooding my dopamine. Stay here right next to me. Oh, you make me feel like I can touch the sky. You make me feel like I can touch the sky. Couldn't call me, couldn't be sorry rolling. Like whoa, you took all my love like it's stolen. Got me like whoa, yeah, whoa. You are my ecstasy. When you are next to me, flooding my dopamine. Stay here right next to me. Oh, you make me feel like I can touch the sky. You make me feel like I can touch the sky. Touch the sky. You make me feel like I can touch the sky. Every time you leave, I come down. So girl, you know that I need you around. You are my You are my ecstasy. When you are next to me, flooding my dopamine. Stay here right next to me. Oh, you make me feel like I can touch the sky. You make me feel like I can touch the the sky. You make me feel like I can touch the sky. Every time you leave, I come down. So girl, you know that I need you around. You are my. You are my. You are my. Every time you leave, I come down. So girl, you know that I need you around. You are my ecstasy. When you are next to me, flooding my dopamine. Stay here right next to me. Oh, you make me feel like I can touch the sky. You make me feel like I can touch the sky. Girl, you got me. Girl, we be sorry rolling. Like whoa. You took all my love like you stole it. Got me like whoa, yeah, whoa. You are my. You are my. You make me feel like I can touch the sky. You make me feel like I can touch the sky. Every time you leave, I come down. So girl, you know that I need you around. You are my. You are my ecstasy. When you are next to me, flooding my dopamine. Stay here right next to me. Oh, you make me feel like I can touch the sky. You make me feel like I can touch the sky. Touch the sky. You make me feel like I can touch the sky. Every time you leave, I come down. So girl, you know that I need you around. You are my You are my ecstasy. When you are next to me, flooding my dopamine. Stay here right next to me. Oh, you make me feel like I can touch the sky. You make me feel like I can touch the sky. You are my ecstasy when you are next to me. Flood in my door.
And welcome back, everybody. It's Grand Finals Day, and we have two teams for you and two casters joining us today. Myself and the wonderful Zach, all the way from Barcelona. Zach, how are you feeling today?
Very nice. It's a very lovely night, and I'm super excited to be here for the grand finals of what has been a very long but very fruitful season, I would say, for both these teams. And we're going to be having a best of 5 today, if I'm not wrong, and it's going to be between Team Handsome Jits, who have proven to be very handsome and very talented over the course of the seasons, facing off against fan favorites Fish Tacos. How do you feel about Fish Tacos?
Honestly, I'm pretty hyped about this for everybody going in. Obviously, I think Fish Tacos has made a comeback here. They managed to get into the grand finals after getting knocked down pretty early on and kicked into the lower bracket. But in that lower bracket, they thrived. They absolutely murdered everybody inside of it and ready to rock and roll. These guys need to show up today because the people they're competing against is Handsome Jits. And Handsome Jits has been crispy clean with how they've been absolutely rocking it with a flawless win streak up in this upper bracket to get them to the grand finals here today. So honestly, starting off on Ascent, I'm excited for any kind of gameplay, Zach.
I mean, like, since it's a map that I'm sure all of us have seen so many times or played in so many times before, so I think that there is a little bit of variation, especially around the initiators, but at this point, I'm just excited to see how teams are going to be playing on it because of the fact that there's like a very set meta. It's like super defensive, and just watching teams kind of struggle on that attack, try to get inside. It's always very fun to watch because it's not fun in my ranked games, but as a caster, it's super nice.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, watching these games, I'm really just questioning: are we going to be seeing the comeback here from the side of Team Fish Tacos? They've had a lot of reasons to really bring this back here, just with their streak that they made in the lower bracket. But they are still fighting against the first seed here, the people who have been dominating in the Open Divisions #1. And of course, with that in mind, having that domination streak, are we going to see another 3-0? Because this is going to be a best of 5 here. So that's the main question. And Zach, I don't know how much of the games you've seen behind the scenes here, but it was a stomp anytime Handsome Jits got against any of the teams so far.
I mean, I went through the bracket because I think that I think that our lovely production, managed to get it on Spike. So I was kind of going through it in preparation for it. And the fun fact is, it was not only Handsome Jits being able to stomp everybody else, but also the fact that they've managed to stomp the side of Fish Tacos not once, not twice, but 3 times over the course of over the course of the last few times they played. So I think the fact is that they have that kind of confidence before. This is a team that they've played against, that they've been able to beat, that they are feeling super confident against in this grand final. But you also have to consider the flip side, because Fish Tacos, they've proven that they have that spine to kind of make it through that lower bracket. But more than that, having played against the side of Handsome Jits so many times, maybe they've learned something and they have some surprises planned for us today.
Yeah, I mean, this is an undefeated team, but that can always change. To be undefeated, you have to first put your line of pride on everything here. So these guys need to really just show up, and it always starts with how they lock in their agents, what they're bringing to the map of Ascent, because knowing this game, Ascent is what a lot of casters and analysts would consider a solved map here. So with that being said, I'm thinking we're going to be seeing a mirrored team composition. The only difference might be an initiator here, but looking at these lock-ins so far, if Complex picks KO, we're gonna have to just see which team really pops off here.
I completely agree, and it's very likely that we're going to be seeing that KO pick coming in because, you have that info initiator on that Sova. KO is super useful for suppressing, especially that Killjoy, but more than that, I think that it's just a better agent for getting a little bit aggressive. It helps set up your Jet quite well. You do see a little bit of Fade or Breach come in sometimes as well, but overall, I think that this is pretty much what you'd expect of a standard comp, and like we talked about before we headed into Ascent in the first place, this is a map where the comp is pretty standard. You do see a little bit of variation when it comes to the initiators, but aside from that, not much else, especially since Chamber kind of went out of the picture. It's just been Killjoy ruling the roost, so as to speak. I haven't seen Cypher at all on this map, honestly, when it comes to competition. But I think that Complex, he's kind of considering it. Do I want to go for the KO? Do I want to take something else? Or he just enjoys watching us vamp while we wait for the game to start?
Choose your agent.
Yeah, I think he's just buying his team some time to really think about what's going to be happening moving forward here. Or he didn't connect. But obviously, it's Valorant. Anything's a possibility, as we are going to see him now finally lock in. It's a mirror team composition. It's going to be a battle of titans up in this front. But unfortunately, it might even be a David versus Goliath situation, as the Mighty Duck situation coming out from the side of Team Fish Tacos here is going to be a little bit stressful for them. They have a lot to prove, getting themselves all the way to this grand finals. $2,000 is first place prize. Obviously, no matter what, someone here is walking away with a minimum of 800. So this success story for both teams is going to be rewarded greatly. So if you guys want to get in on the next open division right now, because today is the grand finals, you can go and check it out on IGLeague.com and get yourself in on the next open division. If you are a competing team, if you are a competing player, get your team together. We expect a big turnout for the next one. It's even hopefully going to be on VLR, but I know I'm going to be updating those Liquipedia pages. So if you guys want to be in the seat that you see these players in right now, that hot seat is only cooking up even hotter soon. So make sure to apply and get your team in on IGLeague.com. However, thinking about what's going to happen here, it's pistol round, it's mirrored team comp, and it's a starting off B push.
Yeah, really, really aggressive coming out of there. The paranoia as well as the dash invested, but it's going to be Crescent who unfortunately doesn't quite check their corners. Pain immediately bringing the Pain off the back of that. Wraith kind of trying to anchor down the site, but Pain is still fragging out of their mind here. In fact, it's just going to be a swamp onto site, all down to just the one remaining player. Tries to pick a fight with Wraith, but they're going to be the shadows to try and haunt them as a flawless pistol emerges out of Handsome Jits.
Yeah, it's going to be a flawless pistol up so far, but with that flawlessness that we're really seeing them compete with, I also will like to point out, you know, where the errors were made, because this is the grand finals. You don't want to see any errors, but when you do see them, you got to point them out here. I think that how they held that site, Crescent, first off, not really having that great crosshair discipline will get him covered up by the aggression from these attackers, and not checking a corner will get him gunned down. So let's see these guys really locking it in. Pain with that 3K already. We can see that this team is warmed up and they're ready to make this even hotter.
They have gone in for a much heavier purchase. Of course, their economy allows for it. Crescent's just going to be trying to hold down the angle towards this mid area. Not able to find something. He's going to be the only one who's invested in anything in this round apart from pistols, which is that Marshall. However, there's going to be some heavy discipline coming out of the side of Handsome Jits. Already a map like Ascent. It tends to be extremely defender-sided, but you know, the way these players are playing, they're not making any mistakes at all. They're not over-aggressing alone. You do see a little bit of information push come out of that ace side, but it's going to be 2 for the price of 1, and immediately it's going to force that member from Fish Tacos to kind of back off. So with a minute left on the clock, it's going to be Crescent trying to find some value. Dash is activated, but it's just a little bit too much for them to deal with. Wraith with the Spectre with the run and gun tucked away to the corner. At least Ali is able to find 1, but Wraith with 3 again. Already halfway to the lockdown, and we're only done with the anti-eco. Phenomenal work out of the side of Handsome Jits.
Yeah, phenomenal so far, and it's just going to keep up that kind of momentum moving it forward. But of course, that's the second round, and this is where the game actually picks up the pace. It's the bonus round to win it, and Pain does what Pain does best, bringing the gun that offers the most amount of damage, the operator, in the hands of this Jet. Now, Pain hasn't died yet, and I think he wants to keep it that way, because if he loses this gun to all of these Vandals, it's going to be a bad time for him.
At this point, you want to hold on to as many rifles as possible while also trying to win the round. Like you mentioned, the pressure is on right now for them to be able to kind of convert this by heavier purchase that they have. It is just going to be a very broken buy. Understandably, it's their bonus round for the side of Handsome Jits. They're kind of taking it slow. They've pushed up a little bit, getting themselves into these corners where these guns can do the most damage possible. Pain, though, with the operator might be the difference maker, because it is going to be that hero investment over the course of this bonus round. If they can get a frag or 2, it might be what they really need to set their team up for success. Though, again, it seems like the Team Fish Tacos, they're aware of that possibility. They're not going to be really peeking into any of these angles like you saw the last round.
Yeah, we're not going to try to peek into that, but look at that. They are running it in. But let's see if we can take a peek at these guys really just getting this ball rolling. It's already 1 down, and Attack is doing better than they can. But we got to be following our observer Hydra, as we don't want to see any errors here. Hoping that, because I do think we have a slight screen error. I'm not sure if Hydra disconnected or something, but he'll be back. Who knows? Let's find out. These guys are running in. Defense is just running in down and trying to find some information to really retake this. They still have the op in the hands of Pain here, but with not the best guns, they have to make it work. Wraith picking off Haxa. That's a Vandal down.
Vandal picked up as well. Complex going forward with this upgraded purchase. It's just going to be down to these two players on site. However, they're still able to find the kills. The defuse already being halfway stuck there. Has a teammate as well to defend them. It's a 1v1 situation. Complex has to try and stick this out, but nevertheless, it's going to be Frag who peeks out, gets that last kill, and tries to go for the operator. Manages to save it as well. Finally, a win coming in for the side of Fish Tacos, but it was so expensive. They lose 4 of their rifles, picking up an operator in the process, but I don't know what their current buy is going to look like. You might see some half armor, possibly some Spectres or a Bulldog. It's just very, very rough for them, seeing that they lost so much, but they still managed to win the round, so that's a good sign.
Yeah, they managed to win that round. They were also able to get the op in their hands now. Crescent will be the one to pick that up. 1 and 3, now having an op in hand. This is definitely a playstyle that you're going to expect him to get a lot of frags from. Because Complex aside, or Crescent aside here, he's the opper on this team. He knows how to connect those shots, connect the dots, and really rock this team away. But with it being the grand finals, anything's capable. This is the buy round from the defense. The only thing I'm seeing, though, is Shane rocking a Guardian. So not the greatest economy against it, but obviously on the other side, the Omen is also running that Guardian. So I don't know. Looking at the buys, it's pretty even here. It's just who's going to be able to really hold that site the best. And defense is at that slight advantage with Ricky being able to just get as much info as possible sitting in lane here.
A little bit of patience coming out. Last round, you know, I think the second round, the Antigo, you did see them get aggressive. They know for a fact that the side of Fish Tacos like to go in for a bit of a default. However, that recon dart from the defenders is going to find so much information. In fact, force Fish Tacos into going for a commit here. They know for a fact that there's at least one player towards this back side. I don't know if they're going to be expecting 2. Already, there's going to be a Nanostorm buying some more time. And unfortunately, Karos goes alone onto site. Ricky more than ready for it, able to find that first pick as well. A 1-for-1 trade so far, though. Fish Tacos with 30 seconds left, they still haven't taken side control. In fact, they're going to be making that call to rotate.
Yeah, they are going to be rotating it over after getting one of their players picked off, but also picking off the player of Pain. Dropping Pain down here opens this up for a full rotation. Surprisingly, still 2 people on the defense, but 13 seconds on the clock. It's Shane up top of the Guardian, grabbing 1, but only 1. Frag's going to frag 1 here, and Complex is just not being able to hit him today.
That looks exactly like the kind of sprays that I get in my ranked games from my teammates. Very, very traumatizing, but still gonna be a 3v3 situation, still doable. Complex opts to wait for the rest of his team before really going forward. The operator is still online. The shot doesn't quite connect, though. It does manage to buy enough time for Haxa to be able to come on the lurk and clean up those last couple of kills. Fish Tacos, they get that second round as well. And why the operator didn't find as much value as you'd like, it was still, the Crescent was still able to make quite a bit of space and create some value for the team. They managed to get the entire rotation over towards this B side, and only one player was trying to anchor down A, and despite that, they managed to kind of just swarm onto side. We saw the peak coming out of Complex, not quite able to connect the shots, and unfortunately at the end of it, they were not ready for the kind of map control that Fish Tacos had taken in the interim.
Yeah, Fish Tacos, I feel like are having a little bit of an issue pushing onto the site here. And I'm not sure exactly how. Their attack comp is pretty comparable here for the strat that they're really wanting to be. And that's aggressive 101. But now we're seeing them back it up, default, splitting themselves apart. And that's kind of what you want to do on Ascent. You want to take your time. You want to take those deep breaths before you try to initiate. But Crescent, with this op in hand, might be able to do pretty well as well to keep that going. And they know if they lose any of these guns and any of these rifles land in the hands of a player from the side of Handsome Jits, that single player might be able to just take them out. That's how high of a tier we're considering these guys at right now. But looking at Haxa in mid, this person is just trying to inch their way forward and forward as the default is still splitting off these attackers all across the map. But that's going to be first blood. Crescent drops the op, and Shane tries to find Haxa dead.
This eco round still working out for the side of these defenders here as they find another kill as well. Pain with the shorty. Wraith picks up that operator, finds another one, but Frag still making this round work, still trying to find some damage. Gets 2 kills, bringing the situation back down to a manageable position. They have control of A side. They should be able to at least get that spike down and try to go for a post plant. While Frag does that, it's going to be Ali venturing to try and find some more kills, possibly hold a more aggressive position here. In this kind of 2v3 situation, it's important to find the picks wherever you can. Frag establishes that there's going to be no aggressive flank really coming in, though it is going to be multiple players on short. I think he used that KO knife a little bit too soon towards main. It's still going to be some presence right there. Frag tucks himself into the corner, but it's still going to be in that corner of the lockdown. So if he doesn't move, he's going to be detained any second right now. Looking a little bit dangerous. Still goes for the peek. Gets that kill, but it's a 1-for-1 trade. It's all down to just Ali here. A 1v2 situation. You see that Spike already being half stuck. Gets the shot. Ricky, though, is going to be trying to stick it all, and he could have actually gotten it, but unfortunately, the one-way kind of stops him in his tracks, and Ali will get that clutch. A great lurk coming out of the Omen, and Fish Tacos, they take the lead.
Yeah, Fish Tacos are going to take the lead, but that was an expensive round to lose. They were facing off against a near Thrifty and almost got Thriftied if it wasn't for the player of Ali to clutch it up there. And looking at that, that is the op away from Crescent's hand, which honestly I think might be a good thing. He hasn't been able to actually get a shot off with it yet. So maybe sticking to that Vandal might be a benefit, especially because they have been playing aggressive. And you're going to want a Jet that's able to initiate, especially as that sole duelist. And having an op might actually force your hand a little bit here. So I like what we're seeing here from the defense, but Attack needs to keep this going if they want to set that defense back. And Pain, not even caring, going extra aggro, but that is a lot of damage to get wall banged and somehow does not die.
You should run.
Like you mentioned, a lot of damage being done, but apart from that, not much else. Fish Tacos, off the back of that round, they do have that attacker lockdown to invest. Try to take in control of the site. They will be able to make their way in. That lockdown will successfully push everybody off that site. A lot of utility being invested to make their way forward. The flash is good, and off the back of that, Crescent's once again able to find a crucial entry here. Really good frag coming out. Door closed as well, and now all they have to do is kind of hold down these crossfires, considering the fact that one of the players on the defense is low as well. Crescent might be able to find the timing to just won't exactly risk it, as aware that there might be more than he could bite off, but Complex, he will punish the overaggress.
He is going to be able to punish those players from just taking 2 steps forward and 8 steps back, 6 feet down. Wraith now wanting to try to entry it up for this team, doing the best job that they can as a killjoy, but it's Complex to be the first one to go down on the retake here. Shane, incredibly low, with the Jet also low, and honestly, there's not a lot of HP to go around here on a 2v3, so I'm assuming this is just going to be a save. You can't risk giving these attackers an op, especially with the way Crescent has been very keen on picking it up, but if Pain could just lock down CT, any picks are possible, but no, they're going to go all the way around, and that bomb, I don't think is going to actually kill anybody. Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
Rip frag.
RIP indeed, but so the economy for Fish Tacos is gonna be the 3rd round they're winning in a row if I'm not wrong. So, or sorry, 4th round they're winning in a row. So economy definitely gonna be in a much better spot, despite them losing a couple of guns every time. For the side of Handsome Jits, though, it's going to be a bit of an awkward situation because, yes, they do have that op and the rifle that they kept, but the rest of the team, they're going to have to force a very awkward buy around them. I see a Guardian, I see a Bulldog. It's not exactly an ideal situation, so a lot of the impetus on this round is going to be on the back of the Jet here. Pain really being forced to bring the pain, but so far, apart from that pistol where I think he got a 3K, he's been kind of having a rough time. Once again, Shane goes for a little bit of an early aggressive peek off the back of that one-way. Will be detected by that 0 point, falls back, but A is going to be where that hit is eventually coming, and I don't know if these players from the side of Handsome Jits have that information, though that drone, it will give it away.
Yeah, the drone is going to be able to force these guys back. Shane will shut it down, but they still don't know that the KJ's also anchored in heaven right behind the box. They weren't able to get that kind of info, but they do know Killjoy's around the site. But not having specifics, especially when you already used up an owl drone to gather those specifics, might not be great for defenses. Team Fish Taco, they're taking this all the way, and their tactics have been ideal in making sure that this attack side goes their way. And I gotta hand it to the side of defense. They're just not being able to connect the shots, but let's see if that changes with a big entry and a Hunter's Fury.
Another Hunter's Fury invested as well. Shane still being able to anchor it down from heaven, finds 2 kills, but apart from that, the trades, they go in favor of the side of Fish Tacos here. Null Command invested by Complex, but not quite able to find any value as the opponent's one does come through as well. They can't res their teammate either, unfortunately, because the body is going to be dropped in a really awkward angle. 3v2 retake attempt has to come in right now, and with the operator on Pain, it's going to be a little bit awkward here. Has to try and connect some shots, and once again, just the awareness from Fish Tacos, the positions they're holding, they're going to be trying to bait out exactly where this operator is before they move forward right now.
Oh, what a swing. Haxa taking advantage of Ricky, just tunnel visioning it down. K-Rose wall banging it up, takes out Pain through the floorboards, and that's another round that Team Fish Taco is taking. This is kind of an upset here for the side of Handsome Jits. This is one of the worst starts of a game we've seen in the entirety of the playoffs here. So obviously, I'm hoping that they can do a timeout. This is the opportunity that you need to take. Do a timeout before you give up the security of this half, because it's 2-5. If they win one more, they have to try to tie up the half, and that puts a lot of pressure on them.
They're already feeling it. Maybe they'll take it after this round because this is going to be that eco buy coming in. There is the Blade Storm on Pain, but aside from that, not much else to really work with. They're just going to be running it down. Wraith holding that position aggressively, but Crescent, aware of these kind of tricks, will be able to get that first kill, going super aggressive. We were trying to go for that second as well. Does a little bit of chip damage, but not much more available. This time it's going to be the null command coming in from the side of the attackers here, and that will enable them to completely take that site for free, suppressing Pain as well in the process, so there's not going to be the Blade Storm available until it goes away. Finally, though, Pain will be able to have that active. That 0 point not going to detect them either, so they might be the difference maker if Handsome Jits can make it work. It starts with finding this kill in the corner, but Haxa once again with that swing able to convert that kill. Oh, it's all down to some remaining player. Position no one, sheriff in hands, and it's not going to matter because Crescent says goodbye. Adios. Today is not your day, and it's going to be a flawless round coming out of the side of Fish Tacos. But, you know, the way that this team is playing so far, they look very, very different from the last couple of times that they've been on Ascent. They look so much more confident. They're able to kind of just go hyper-aggressive in synchronization with each other, because usually a lot of times you used to see Crescents shut down on attack, or you'd see him die alone without a trade, but it just seems like Fish Tacos, they've gone back and they've put in some homework to be able to really make this work out.
Yeah, and it's working out beautifully for them so far, but obviously that was still an eco round for the side of defense, and no timeout yet. They are still confident that they are going to be able to turn it around with just 1 or 2 quick plays, but Shane making one quick play, taking out Crescent. That is the Jet no longer able to be so aggressive to push him in, and from the side, Wraith in hell, sends K-Rose to hell and looking to do it again. These guys have to keep this kind of gameplay up, but right around the corner, Wraith is still making moves and still anchoring the site well and buying time. Haxa, though, grabbing Complex, trying to level the playing field for these players, and Wraith still not going down. Spike is down, and Haxa has to prove that this player can clutch it.
Just that lockdown to work with, so trying to use that to buy a little bit of space. It's still going to cover that entire heaven area. So Wraith on site might be the difference maker, finds the timing, gets the swing, and Haxa will be shut down. I think that finally, after 6 consecutive round bosses, it is going to be one coming in for the side of Handsome Jits. They didn't need that timeout after all. They managed to pull it off, and that might be what they really need to get back into this particular game, because the interesting fact is that both of these teams, they do almost equally well on attack and defense when it comes to Ascent. Usually you see a lot of teams just kind of excel on the defensive side, but Handsome Jits, they look pretty good on attack. Pain, in particular, really being able to create a lot of space along with a Complex as its utility. And of course, Shane has some of the nastiest sources I've seen. Both Shane and Wraith, they're really immaculate when it comes to that. In this particular round as well, I think one thing that the side of Fish Tacos have to watch out for is the kind of way Handsome Jits are planning to play, because they're probably going to be opting to go in for a kind of a retake situation on these sites because of the fact that they have this lockdown. A lot of information, though, from that drone.
Yeah, that is going to be quite a bit of info for them, and they're going to take that information and make it count by pushing straight through. And Crescent, though, not checking his corners. That's the second time this game, and Wraith is going to be able to get double kill down because of that. One mistake frags him out, though. Ali and Frag are going to be able to grab this site regardless of that early hiccup, and this is now down to a 2v3 retake. And unfortunately, Shane and the Silva here have to do the best. Ricky is that bottom frag, might be able to frag out, but again, this is a half that has yet to see any timeouts and only being able to see the gameplay at best. However, that best gameplay is coming from Team Fish Taco, Ali with the triple. And I also want to point out, I think the main thing that really separated how this team was able to shift from not doing too hot at the start for TFT, it's the fact that Crescent put that op down and started really becoming that golden boy entry. Just fully sending it in with the rifle truly was the better play for them.
Yeah, I think that kind of aggression is super important, especially when you're trying to get in on a side as heavily defended as that. But I think that just the awareness from Fish Tackle was that they had to go for these picks. They kind of had to take these players out. They didn't want to be in that situation where it was a full 5v5 retake, which hasn't really worked out in their favor before. And it's much more confident. It's really working out, because the last time I think that these two teams did face off on Ascent, it just seemed like there was a little bit of hesitation coming out of the side of Fish Tacos. They weren't feeling confident enough to take those duels maybe. Talking about duels though, right now it's going to be a full 5-person pushdown on mid. already you can see Pain getting quite tagged up here, really hurting there. They do have sight to the shotgun lineup. That's gonna take a find a kill by itself.
Spike
Yeah, he's going to be able to find the pick, and that pick opens it up for a double down over on Cat. Hacks his flank. Beautiful. Bomb is down, and it's Shane this time. And Shane, unfortunately, is about to feel the pain. He has to clutch this up. It's what a shot, though. Sheriff in hand, only good for one. And it looks like their entire team only good for one, as attackers are taking this to 9-3 based on this kind of momentum.
It's very likely here, but the one thing you gotta remember is that this map was picked by Fish Tacos, so they've put a lot more work since the last time we've seen them on this particular one. They look more confident, and they should be taking this one ideally if they want to make the series super competitive, because like we talked about, it's where they feel the most confident, and you can see that kind of coming through. If you, like you mentioned, if they can get this to a 9-3 half on attack, I think that they have a really good chance of being able to just sweep this map away, and that's gonna buy them a lot of like energy to be able to go into the next one as well. Right now though, with the operator, it's gonna be Pain once again holding down this angle, tries to go for the shot onto the jump peak, but not quite able to connect it, as Haxa gonna be able to get a little bit more space off the back of that. And look at his mid position in the meantime. Already Crescent just running it down.
Yeah, Crescent is going to be running that down, opening it up into Pizza and trying to just slice up anybody in the way. Unfortunately, no real peaks here. We're seeing the defense just take it a lot slower. When they do get aggressive, the aggression from TFT shuts them down here. So Handsome Jits, not in a handsome position, but now ready to rock and roll. Wraith body blocks the KJ Molly and actually throws it right back at him. Here's Complex, though, right around Generator. And, oh, what a shot from Ali. Does take a lot of damage. And this is Pain. Op back in the hands of the Jet. Will be able to spot out one, but has to secure that pick on a Haxa. But unfortunately, it is going to be a post around tree that really seals this post plant. Nice shot.
Oh, a little bit too far for comfort there, as Haxa is going to be caught in the open. Pain as well gets the crucial second, and that 9-3 half will be denied. They didn't even need the lockdown for that retake. Pain was just there to really hit some crucial shots, not just one on the Killjoy preventing that post plant, but the second as well, being able to take that quick. It was a no scope, right? It was a no scope. Like
That was a no scope. Yeah, that was insane from Pain, and they needed that round, especially those plays, being able to make it an 8-4 instead of a 9-3. We know 9-3s are definitely possible, but again, this map, this team composition has proven to be quite efficient on attack for the side of Taco, but can it be as good on attack for the side of Handsome Jits? That's the question. It's going to be trying to be answered here by Pistol, but one thing I know about Handsome Jits is they are significantly better with pistols when it comes to pistol v pistol rounds. They have very rarely lost those pistol rounds. They didn't lose it this game, but it's the comeback season when it comes to how they actually like playing the weapons in the hands of TFT. And anything's possible here, but Zach, my question is, do you think that we're going to see something different now that the half has happened?
I mean, I think that we are going to be seeing a bit of a comeback, especially if like you mentioned, they're really excellent at these pistols. I think that overall, Handsome Jits is just a little bit more of a patient team, while every single member is very capable of hitting some really nutty shots, as we saw in the couple of those previous rounds in the half. I think that overall, they like to kind of go for an early pick, kind of take their time around the map, get some control before they really aggress forward. You know, they take their time, make sure nobody's pushing and making some mistakes, and they do eventually get onto site off the back of Pain dashing in, and now it's going to be a full 5-on-5 retake. Already you can see the mollies on the bomb as well, so it's just going to be some very good positioning coming out of the side of Handsome Jits here.
Yeah, Handsome Jits, they have positioned themselves for the post plant quite well, but Frag and Ali jumping straight in. Ali will be able to take out Pain, but it's the other parts of the team that aren't really falling apart. Complex being able to be another one, but they're gunning it down. This retake was clean as ever, leaving only Wraith as the last man standing. And let's see if Wraith is going to be able to do these shots well. That's 15 HP remaining, and the body block from Haxa is going to try to stop this, and it will. Defense now take pistol round away from Jits, and that's pretty hard here.
Yeah, I mean, it's likely to be 10-4, 10-4, and 8-6 are entire poles apart here. It did seem like Handsome Jits, they kind of had to win that eco round to be in a bit more of a the pistol round to be in a bit more of a comfortable position score-wise. But you know, they're not going to be, I don't think we're really going to be seeing them investing in this round either, because despite them getting that plant, they're kind of going in for a bit of a non-sequitur buy here. They're happy to kind of wait for those rifles to kind of kick in. They have to deal with that Spectre crossfire on site as well, and it's going to be a lot of work here. They are investing in some light armor, trying to see what exactly they can pull off, but already that 0 point is going to give away quite a bit of information. Stinger in the hands of the Jet, and Pain is able to find that first. The trades are going to be immediately there, and never mind, it is a full force after all. Every single player ended up buying Stingers.
Yeah, everybody's purchasing big here, and it's actually coming up big as well. They are getting it down. The Stinger might be a small gun past the nerf, but they are making it work, forcing up second. People thought that has kind of fallen on the wayside, but unfortunately it is not, and that is a round steal from the attack side. Handsome Jits, beautiful gameplay there. You know, they had to have forced it up, and they definitely brought that to the table, and now they're even forcing harder with a hero rifle in the hands of Pain.
I mean, I think Pain was the only player who did go down, so it makes sense that they want to just invest that rifle. He is leading the charge. He is being the tip of the spear right now, so the rifle will let him find some additional value here. I think that for the side of Fish Tacos, unfortunately, though, they're not going to be having much in their arsenal. Crescent, I think that Crescent is trying to save up for that operator, so it's only going to be a Marshall invested in this, despite the fact that they could probably put in a little bit more in this round. Going for a bit of an aggressive peek, does spot out the Sova, gets a shot as well. Nice shot.
Yeah, that's a lot of damage there. Pretty clean job being able to force these guys off the lobby, and I think they might be able to do it again. They just have to find that 1 or 2 picks. Crescent, though, getting that little bit of damage, opens up Cat here, scaring away Ricky, and that is going to be quite a few people pushing all the way up in mid alley, knowing that that player loves to flank. Still looking around. It's Wraith. This time, Stinger in his hand. But the rotates are still underway, and A site is going to be where people are pushing in. Pain with that hero rifle, quite aggressive, spots out a gun, and unfortunately that gun is not going to be able to do enough damage. The nade takes out Crescent and Frag, able to pick off 1 and 2 from behind, cleaning this up. The flank from defense massively coming up large here, but it's Pain. This hero rifle is the biggest problem that they're have to facing against, and Wraith right behind Haxa. The counter flanking is going to get the bomb diffuser killed, setting it up for the post, and it's just going to be the Omen and the KO to clutch this up.
Things looking very difficult right now. They're both coming in through A main. They know the position of Haxa here. Sorry, of Wraith here, but that alarm bot, it's going to be the cue for Pain to kind of swing out, and a Phantom in heaven just able to connect these shots with precision, taking them down, and suddenly this gap is narrowing. It was 9-4, and now it's 9-6. They've lost 3 rounds in a row. Now, though, for the side of Fish Tacos, it is going to be the buy finally kicking in. They might be able to do quite a bit of work with it, but they have to be feeling the pressure at this point. Like we talked about in that previous round, Crescent is going to be able to have that operator online. We'll be able to get a little bit of mid control as well. And I think at this point, I have to say the most impactful player for the side of Handsome Jits has to be Wraith, because they're just able to find a lot of these valuable lurks. You saw them on the defense as well, kind of being able to anchor it down, catch people in mid with some off timing, and on attack as well. They're able to do quite a bit.
That's for certain. I mean, what Wraith has been doing is very similar strategy to what Haxa was doing. And Haxa, on the attack side, started fragging out quite early on here. And Killjoy on the map of Ascent has to be the greatest sentinel, locks down the B point, locks down the A point post plant. And really just having them lurk, being able to not have to worry about that flank because they're guarding it, opens up a lot. But let's talk about an open site here, as it is going to be A getting ran down. And these rifles coming up large in the hands of Ali, being able to get a double down. Ricky and Complex away, but Pain can't do anything against Crescent's op. Now bringing it back, and what a close shot. Shane this time not going to get picked off, but it's all about Wraith's flank and Shane hugging the site here. Oh, he got spotted though, and he got wall banged.
Last player standing.
Oh no, Wraith flank caught out as well, and it's now all down to the Omen. Shane finds that first one off that from the shadows, but tries to go back into side for another pick in this 1v3. Crescent shuts him down with a wallbang shot. That's the second time that poor Omen has been hit with this operator wallbang shot. But I think that the play coming out of the Omen, Shane could have gotten a killer or two if not for that timely recon. Like, that recon saved at least 1 life towards that A heaven area. It might have entirely changed the course of the round if it hadn't come through, but at the end of the day, it is going to be Fish Tacos winning the round, holding onto the operator and getting to double digits. 3 away from locking in their map pick right now. Economy is still going to be there for both of these sides, but I think whoever wins this, they're going to be really feeling that momentum coming into play once again, because Fish Tacos, they might have lost 3 rounds, but now that they've started buying up and they're able to do much more damage with these upgraded rifles, they look more confident again.
Yeah, they definitely have that confidence built up, and Crescent not being able to hit that shot, allowing these players to just run this down. Unfortunately for them, though, they're running right into a death trap over on this B triple stack, and Complex still being able to push in. Haxa will grab Pain, and everything is on the shoulders of Wraith here as his teammates are getting gunned down. Kairos getting a triple down as well, leaving only Complex in a very complex situation. Gets gunned again by Crescent. That 1v4 ending faster than the round started.
Yeah, I think Kairos was just saying, look, this is my site. Do not enter. You are not allowed to find any value. And it just shuts them down. And once again, after that loss, I think 2 rounds in a row, it's going to be a bit of an awkward spot when it comes to a buy. It seems like the side of Handsome Jits, they have to make a decision. Are we going to force in with whatever we can because we don't want to let Fish Tacos get to match point? Or are we going to try to go for a save? And the answer seems to be just forcing in here. I see Stingers, Spectres, a rifle as well. Bladestorm available for the Jet. I think that Pain, again, will have a lot of work to do. They're also going to invest that null command to be able to make their way onto site to go kind of shut down this utility. But already, that recon bolt is going to be put down. Not able to spot out how many players are there exactly, but it being broken will at least give away a little bit of information. And now that they made all this noise, caused at least one player to rotate towards this B side. In fact, 4 of them from the defenders are going to be towards this side of the map. They are looking to go towards A short instead, but the Killjoy is going to probably get that information.
Yeah, KJ is going to need this info, but talk about info. It's a KO versus KO, and only one stands, and that's going to be Frag. Here is a clean round so far, but Pain's Bladestorm needs to come up large after Ali has positioned himself quite well up close and personal. Nice little smoke, so they can't really push out, and that is a lot of information. Everybody except for the Jet to get spotted by the dagger. They know this is going to be a B main push, and that is why there is the ultimate to really try to push them onto the site, but Ali does not fear anything. We'll just have to sit in the back, but just barely getting stuck here.
Oh, the spam to the smoke doing a little bit of damage as well. And Ali on side able to hold on, not get detained. With that lockdown going down, there's going to be no more respect for it. And they're just going to be pushing through. It's all down to just Ricky here. Can they get even one is going to be the question. Does quite a bit of damage to both Jet and Omen, but unfortunately not able to get a kill at all. And it's going to be another flawless coming out of the side of Fish Tacos to be able to get to match points. I think that the question both of us were asking ourselves when we headed into the series was, will Fish Tacos be able to find revenge against the side of Handsome Jits, or will they be able to put up a strong fight at all? And I think they're answering it in spades. They're like, yeah, we're more than prepared. We came down to win this, and they're kind of making a statement on this first game because this is one of the most dominant showings we've seen from them against this particular team.
Yeah, it's a dominant showing here for sure. Now getting that match point advantage, proving that Team Fish Tacos has climbed their way through. Obviously, TFT, I was going to say that they were the David and Goliath situation early on based on the standings, but when Crescent is popping off like this, grabbing those early picks on a players are like Pain and Complex, doing it again, that is what you need to be seeing. Crescent really just coming up large here and ready to do it again, but 2 knives and still gets it. This is a road to an ace as the last 2 are main, and Ricky is going to get the tricky shot down onto that player, and this is all in these controllers. Shane teleporting around, getting himself on a site, but the timing, look to your right, it's Kairos gunning it down, and there's Spike for free on B. This could be the end of game 1 quite early here.
Yeah, it's all down to just a Sova 1v3. Make that a 1v2 as they at least find that first frag. Warning shots being peppered across the map. Spike itself, like you mentioned, going to be dropped on that A side, so Ricky will eventually have to make their way over. But right now, at least, the position being held by him, he's going to be able to get 1v1s for free here. Tries to go for breaking that door, a little bit of a bait here. The drone immediately invested by Kairos to kind of spot his position. If possible, will tag him out as well, so it's going to be a tag for a tag. Both Sovas know exactly where they are. The Hunter's Fury are going to be invested to boot, and this is Ricky's chance to run in. Haxa, though, aware of it, will connect that final kill. And Team Fish Tacos, they're going to be taking map number 1 extremely dominantly, 13-6. What a game coming out of them.
What a game. Beautiful gameplay all over the place here from honestly both sides. Wraith, especially for the side of Handsome Jits, popped off as the match MVP there. So even though they were losing by 50% of the score, they were still able to beat even more kills than anybody else in the game. But if we're talking about how Handsome Jits performed, it wasn't their map pick. Obviously, they're going to be moving into that map pick soon. They locked in Icebox here. So if they are going to be locking in Icebox, then I can expect that we're going to be seeing a lot of Vipers, Sages, and I think even a KJ again, and the Killjoys popped off here. So I want to see Wraith on KJ. I want to see Haxa on KJ again. And when we're talking about those duelists, Crescent and Pain both brought what a Jet is supposed to do. Both teams performed well, but it always just came down to those 1v2s towards the end of the round that unfortunately the side of TFT just handled a little bit better.
Is that TFT also, they were able to keep a lot of control on the map for absolutely free on their attacking rounds. Usually you see them struggle a little bit, but this time around they came super prepared. They were able to just kind of play together, get those crucial trades and mow them down. And now, heading into like this particular second half of Ascents here, I think that they just look so strong on defense. Once again, they were able to read the side of Handsome Drips correctly. They weren't like baited into over rotating too much. They were able to just kind of lock down the site with the way they were playing. And I think that overall they just looked much, much stronger on the defensive half. And the round differential after that first half, it was just a little bit too much for the side of Handsome Jits to overcome and make that comeback work properly.
Yeah, making that comeback really just large there. They lost the first two. The second they got rifles in their hand, it was GG no re. Obviously, they didn't play that great when they started picking up the op in the hands of Crescent. Crescent just seems to have needed to really flex that the rifle is the better option. Sometimes, especially on attack on Ascent, an op isn't great. And putting that op down, picking up a Vandal, they became that initiator or that entry fragger that really started mowing these players down. But obviously, we're going to be saying bye-bye to the map of Ascent as we are inching our way towards Icebox. And this cool map is about to be frozen over by immaculate gameplay. And we're going to be seeing you guys in just a little bit with Agent Select locked in. So stick around. Map 2 of a best of 5 is coming around here. If you are in chat, I want to hear your predictions. Is Team Fish Taco going to put their team fight tactics all the way into taking this game? Or is it going to go to Handsome Jits? Are they going to start playing a little bit more beautifully? Let's find out, and we'll see you guys in just a minute. Minari takes him down. Only one bullet, decides to reload right in front of Green. Tries getting in halfway, and he actually sticks it all the way to half. And he beats those Yun Min with the win. What a clutch. On one, but they're out. But here comes the nightmare. It's making them very afraid. Spike is now down. Lucky holding that W key. Getting a double kill with the spray down. This man's ready to go, and it's all up to Zell. He sprays it down, but that nade, it's doing some work. He doesn't know where this Reyna could be, but Reyna's giving away her position, and Lucky getting a 4K with one spray and then a clean clutch. And right now, Truly with this tour de force is going to spot one and only able to get it, but that's going to be a double, and that's a triple. God. That's what we like to see.
Single-handedly! No!
Bring them back into this game. Are now going for it. The ultimate's now pushing in, and all the dumpage. Lemon able to get a just mow down of a spray, getting all these picks today.
Yeah, I mean, and this is exactly the thing that we want to be seeing out of Lemon. He's going for the ace here, and he's going to try to close it out with the overdrive. Ace for Lemon off the back of really beautiful high tempo.
So, let's see what's going to happen moving forward. We do have a Paranoia getting thrown out, and what a spray down. He gets himself 3. He gets himself 4. Jector, you're just better at that, and now defenders get the match point.
Oh, man. Separate the defense. Oh, no!
And the spray down B.
It's got to be in Fire's hands. Of course, the Vandal, very powerful, able to get himself 2 picks, and able to get all of them. What a beautiful play.
This could be tragic. Finds 2, 3, 4. Come on.
And slow things down a little bit, but now Santee in a 1v3. This is going to be very tricky. Able to find one here. He's going for the second one, and he's got it with the classic out. He's going to find the third kill, a 4-piece for Santee. Actually able to close it out and put them up.
They're gonna save it for one more. But okay, Legend just gonna go ahead and line him up and shut him down. Killer and Lelouch down in one
The
shot.
push, but Lulu and Chill, he's able to get 2, and that's gonna be the final shot he hears. Of course, a little bit of a flashbang coming around. Kai jumping on top of bench, making a lot of noise. These attackers are on point, and this is where Kai shots. But what a shot! He no-scopes it, he wall bangs, and he aces it. That's what we're battling it out, but here we go. Brady from the top of heavens, able to try to do some damage. Last man standing here. What is gonna happen now that we got Zambi? He knows that one is underneath him, but Kai is down. Last man, and he gets 2. Last guy, he's got it, and Gio, he's the man to get the pick. Beautiful play, but oh no, does he have enough time? It's gonna be down to the wire.
Oh my lord, he actually pulls it.
0.15. That is not okay. He no-scopes it, he wall bangs, and he aces it. That's what we love seeing. Kai is excited, his mouse movement is it down, but that nade, it's doing some work. He doesn't know where this Reyna could be, but Reyna's giving away a position, and Lucky getting a 4K with 1 spray and then a clean.
Yeah, I mean, and this is exactly the thing that we want to be seeing out of Lemon. He's going for the ace here, and he's going to try to close it out with the overdrive. Ace for Lemon.
1 for 1, it's an ace from Mikey if he can get it, and he's gonna ace it. Mikey, MVP of his team, going in hard. Win it again.
You will not kill
Nice
my
res coming out. Spots Minari, takes him down. Only 1 bullet, decides to reload right in front of Green. Tries getting in halfway, and he actually sticks it all the way to half, and he makes those Yun Min with the win. What a clutch. On 1, but they're out, but here comes the nightmare. It's making them very afraid. Spike is now down. Lucky holding that W key, getting a double kill with the spray down. This man's ready to go, and it's all up to Zell. He sprays it down, but that nade, it's doing some work. He doesn't know where this Reyna could be, but Reyna's giving away her position, and Lucky getting a 4K with 1 spray and then a clean clutch playing. And right now, Truly with this tour de force is gonna spot 1 and only able to get it, but that's gonna be a double, and that's a triple.
God.
That's what we like to see.
Unseen. What?
Handedly!
No!
Bring them back into this game!
Are now going for it. The ultimate's now pushing in, and all the dumpage. Lemon able to get a just mow down of a spray, getting all these picks today.
Yeah, I mean, and this is exactly the thing that we want to be seeing out of Lemon. He's going for the ace here, and he's going to try to close it out with the overdrive. Ace for Lemon off the back of really beautiful high tempo.
So let's see what's going to happen moving forward. We do have a Paranoia getting thrown out, and what a spray down. He gets himself 3. He gets himself 4. Jector, you're just better at that, and now defenders get the match point.
Oh, man.
Separate the defense.
Oh, no!
and the spray down B.
It's got to be in Fire's hands. Of course, the Vandal, very powerful, able to get himself 2 picks, and able to get all of them. What a beautiful play.
This could be tragic. Finds 2, 3, 4.
Come on.
And slow things down a little bit, but now Santee in a 1v3. This is going to be very tricky. Able to find 1 here. He's going for the second one, and he's got it with the classic out. He's going to find the third kill, a 4-piece for Santee. Actually able to close it out and put them up.
They're gonna save it for one more. But okay, Legend just gonna go ahead and line him up and shut him down. Killer and Lelouch down in one
The
shot.
push, but Lulu and Chill, he's able to get 2, and that's gonna be the final shot he hears. Of course, a little bit of a flashbang coming around. Kai jumping on top of bench, making a lot of noise. These attackers are on point, and this is where Kai shots. But what a shot! He no-scopes it, he wall bangs, and he aces it. That's what battling it out, but here we go. Brady from the top of heavens, able to try to do some damage. Last man standing here. what is going to happen now that we got Zambi. He knows that one is underneath him, but Kai is down. Last man, and he gets two. Last guy, he's got it. And Gio, he's the man to get the pick. Beautiful play, but oh no, does he have enough time? It's going to be down to the wire.
Oh my lord, he actually pulls it.
0.15. That is not okay. He no-scopes it. He wall bangs and he aces it. That's what we love seeing. Kai is excited. His mouse movement. Is it down? But that nade, it's doing some work. He doesn't.
Welcome back, everyone, to the IG League $3,000 Open Division Finals. I'm Zach, and with me here once again is going to be the wonderful Educated Nader, or if you just want to call it shorter, Edu. To recap, map number 1, Ascent Fish Tacos. They took their pick home with a dominant 13-6 scoreline. We're gonna be heading into what is arguably the home ground of Team Handsome Jits here. Really quick agent selected. It's just gonna be a meta comp across the board, except for Pain switching over to the Omen instead of their usual Jet. What are you thinking here?
Honestly, double controller sometimes can work for Icebox. I don't think it does, especially after they just took an L in that first one on Ascent. Maybe shifting it over, maybe dropping the duelist strat. Maybe they didn't perform as they wanted to, but that's a lot of maybes, and I need to see them actually take these. So it's not going to be guaranteed. Shane, though, doing the wall that I love to do the most, sealing off the A site, and having that double controller actually does make it so, it's a lot harder to push. And since they are starting on the defense with a KJ and a Sage, this is a defense-sided team comp. They are forcing themselves to take as many rounds here as possible, but they're going to have some issues once they go over to attack.
Yeah, you do. I think that you have seen this team comp come out of NRG before they got into franchising the last time around. You did see some go for that Omen. Very aggressive player. A lot of plays can be made, especially if you know your angles on top of that tube towards mid. But yeah, on the attacker side, it's going to be just a little bit more difficult, like you mentioned, because it's harder to make space with the Omen compared to the Jet. Considerably harder. You do have a little bit more utility. Talking about damage, though, it is already quite a bit being invested by both these sides. The heal is going to be invested right off the bat to get Pain back to fighting shape, because he is going to be taking some damage. But aside from that, look at the amount of control that the side of Team Fish Tacos already have on A side. Everyone's pushing forward, and Shane, I don't know if they have the relevant information yet. We'll be putting that wall up to let them reposition, doing a lot of damage to Crescents in the process, but still 5v5.
It's going to be that 5v5. You got a lot sitting around Maze. It's a Sova that has to open it up, but with how defensive heavy this team comp is, you can tell that they are just doing a great job defaulting and waiting for this team to go through all their utility. But this is the type of team comp where the util is endless, with the Omen and the Viper being able to wall it off. And that's where we're actually going to be seeing a rotate. They've only taken a lot of damage. They did do a little bit to the Omen, but the Viper here not being at full HP and their Sage not quite wanting to heal them yet, it's going to be a little bit of a B split rotation, as they're still trying to make noise, but the anchor coming out from the KJ is going to be able to completely shut them back. And I love what we're seeing here from Wraith so far, not giving up and allowing his team to fully have control over the A site. But now he's going to have to 1v4 here as they are running it down on a B.
That was a really well-placed molly. Cuts off the Sage from the rest of the team. Frag, though, will be able to finally get that wall down, go for a plant as well. And considering that the Data positioned on the side was towards the default plant, there's more forward plants isn't going to really be deterred by it, despite there being only 10 seconds left on the clock. Now it is going to be a full-on 5v5 retake scenario. Pain already having used that shadow step to get a little bit of a forward position on yellow. Like, going to be tapped here. Pain trying to go forward, knows the position of that first player. Struggling to connect that shot, but eventually it's going to work out in the favor of the side of the defenders here. 2 kills already for the Omen. Only 1 left alive, and it's going to be a flawless retake coming out of these players right now. Going to be able to get the defuse as well. A little bit of tactical crouching, aka teabagging as a celebration at a flawless pistol. Once again, I think it was the same on Ascent as well in that first round.
Yeah, they know how to start off good. I just need to see how they're going to get at round 3. We know how they do early. This is a defensive team comp. So if they can manage to take this team comp and utilize the advantages that it gives for this defense side. One, Icebox is a defense-sided map, so they can easily 12-0 with how heavily defense-sided this is. I need to see if they can win that bonus. If they can bring these Bulldogs and this Spectre with these Stingers to really just do the damage against what seems to be a force up here. They're going Stingers high here for attack. If they can stop this early, they're going to be quite happy about the position that they get to launch themselves into. And I'm hoping that that catapult will be able to throw them past these walls and get them into the castle. But let's see how they're actually going to be able to do it. Shane up in heaven, holding B site, waiting for the team to rotate.
The additional utility as well, like you talked about. Last time around, it was the Killjoy utility. This time around, it is going to be the Molly trying to turn the plant. However, already you can see them pushing past into the CT. Shane does spot Jet going forward. I don't know if they caught the second player as well. And now this crossfire might be enough to break them apart already. 2 kills being found by the attackers here. A lot of damage being tanked as well. As Crescent finds another kill, it's all down to the remaining 2 to somehow make this retake work out. 3 players are going to be super low, and already it is going to be the Omen able to find that first crucial kill. However, the wraparound is going to be perfect. Connects the shot, and it's all down to just Wraith here. 2 players out of 3 are super low. Gets that first one. But the trade is immaculate, and it is going to be that anti-eco stolen away with the Stinger Force here by the side of Fish Tacos.
Wow, I'm honestly shocked that that was a play that worked. I do like that they were able to pick out B. They saw how much the stack on A was, and they read it properly by assuming that those guys were going to bring it back to the same spot. But at the same time here, now that defense has lost that pistol and how these attackers do have an attack-sided team comp, it might just be an early snowball on this map of Icebox. And if you're gonna be snowballing forward, you're gonna have to know how to break their bank here and really just try to take this economy back. Shane anchoring it yet again on B all alone this time, as his team very aggressively pushing up in mid.
Not much to work with here for these defenders. Shane's exact position gonna be noted off the back of the sound here from that classic. Goes for a little bit of a white peak, too much, and Crescent is gonna be able to capitalize and find that first blood. It is once again just a little bit of a red herring, a distraction here. Despite there being multiple players, it's still nevertheless heavy presence towards both sides of the map. The spike will be dropped as Ricky finds a kill, but again, Crescent finds that second crucial blood, and the spike will finally be going down with the help of that Sage Wall. Crescent's looking for more a possible ace on the line if they can find the timing, but again, you really don't want to give these Vandals up in this kind of an eco situation. They're going to be falling back and just going to go for the post plant. Ooh,
Oh
that
my
wall has
God.
spiked so much time.
No way. That wall just guarantees that they can take this. And yes, he goes down post plant, but it doesn't matter. Defense swiped that back and are able to clutch a thrifty round, surprisingly keeping them in this game. And their economy looking pretty clean here, but the economy of attackers, it just got swiped away by a holding the button for. That's what you need to be doing. Honestly, I love when those things happen, but I don't think that's going to happen again. I do appreciate what we're seeing from Complex using those walls in an aggressive way.
I mean, they might have 0 kills, but they just won that second round off the back of that one Sage wall. Also, usually you don't see this kind of diagonal wall coming in because it's just so difficult to break. Even if you do have rifles, you have to get through all 4 of those barriers to be able to really make it work out. Right now, though, I think it is going to be a buy for both these sides here. Once again, Crescent gets a little bit aggressive, tries to get that first blood, does quite a bit of damage, and in fact will connect the shot onto Complex. Huge kill there. Gonna be brought back to fighting shape once again with the help of that Sage utility. And in the meantime, on mid, it's gonna be Wraith going for a bit of a lurk, so they're gonna be spotted out and forced back.
Yeah, and Ali might be able to push in, instead get spotted. I like how both of the Killjoys are using it to help them out here. But let's see, Crescent, very aggressive over on A. Right underneath him is going to be the bomb, but it's also Ricky mowing him down and now leveling this up 4-4. We do have an ultimate here. The res takes back Crescent's life, and they're able to actually just get that res off for free. No one's really watching for it, but Shane still on the site, will get forced out of the corner and into hell. It's going to be Ali getting those picks down, and Ricky has to avenge yet another, but he can't. Ali doubling it up, and Wraith kind of just stuck here on the site as his teammate has to make it up this ramp. And the bomb, it's already ticking away. 2v3. They cannot risk losing another round here.
Yeah, they have invested considerably into this. Both teams' rifles are available. HP not the greatest for Ali here, so they might be able to at least find that first pick, but the clock, it's already ticked so far ahead. Ali just trying to go for a bit of a zipline play. Quite able to connect the kill, and Haxa is there for the cleanup, as it is going to be a 2-2 tight score line. But talking about the way that Fish Tacos are on this attack, Crescent, I don't know what this player had before they came into this finals for today, because they just look so much more confident and crispy with their aim. I think that's going to be the question I'm going to be asking them if Fish Tacos win this in the interview. Hey, Crescents, what did you have for, well, it's not breakfast, brunch? Dinner?
Over here right now, it's dinner time. So right before the game, I would assume that they ate something nice. Central time is, I would think they ate a nice, like, you know, it's an American Midwestern breakfast. If they had barbecue in their system, they're going to be winning the game. I'm going to say that right now.
Well, only time will tell what they had.
I know that we were talking in between the game, and apparently the player Wraith decided to have a Turkish coffee with some vodka in it, but let's see if it's going to be good enough with that little boost of caffeine and alcohol kicking their butts. It's K-Rose grabbing one down. Shane right around the corner looking for something as he is inching his way forward and forward, but that bomb's going to get planted in a pretty safe spot regardless. And Frag will be able to get it for free. The post plant set up, and these attackers are on their way to try to take a 2-0 so far in this game.
Deploying drone.
Very nice performance coming out of them. They're going to be, in fact, you know, once again, trying to just make sure that nobody's trying to be a pest onto site. Invest that Sova drone. Despite this economic disadvantage, I would say you can still make it work out, especially with the numbers disadvantage. Advantage here. They do have that lockdown available, but it does seem like at this point they're just trying to get as many kills as possible. Wraith with an absolutely nasty shot. 2 already down, but Haxa will eventually shut it out. They make it expensive for the side of Fish Tacos, but still it's going to be Fish Tacos taking the round away 3-2 as they take the lead in the series right now. Multiple ultimates going to be online for both of these sides. Wraith does have that lockdown. Ricky having the Hunter's Fury as well to shut it down from the opposite sides, deny a possible plant. And for the side of Fish Tacos, they've burned through quite a few of them already. We did see that Resurrection being invested last time around. And Shade, I think that if Ali can get his Viper's Pit online, it's only 1 away from being available. That might be like a win condition for Fish Tacos in this particular round.
Yeah, if Shane's able to pick up an orb and plant the bomb, that is a free, or not plant the bomb, defuse the bomb. He can get that, or if he goes down. But it's pretty hard. He needs to get double kills regardless if he really wants to start popping off. I am also looking at Haxa here, 8-1. It's Killjoys, and they've been such a big part of this best of 5 so far. Game 1 on Ascent, the Killjoys are at the top. Now game 2 on an Icebox, Killjoys are still at the top here. So I don't know, anything's possible, but I love that last round. We have those ultimates, as you said. Looking at the attack, it's going to be Ali 1 away here to really cement themselves onto the site. But I'm looking at this Viper position. What is Ali up to?
Has a really good lurk, and now that they've tapped the spike, it's going to convince these defenders that it is going to be where that hit is eventually coming, at least for a while. It does seem like they're having their share of suspicion right now, possibly looking to rotate, but nevertheless, it is just going to be up to this one solitary Omen Pain having to not only stay alive, but also find some value and possibly deny this from working out. In the corner, able to find that first, but the refrag is immediate from Keros.
30 seconds
Now,
left.
though, Ricky goes for a bit of a peek, not quite able to find the timing. Ali will immediately find that punish, a crucial kill onto the defender here, just holding down this power position. And once again, it's going to be a really quick rotate towards this ace side. It seems like where the Killjoy has said, hey guys, there's nobody home, let's just get the spike for free.
Yeah, and they're taking that spike for free. They're really just holding this down now. That is going to be the bomb planted. I'm surprised that we're not going to be seeing the Viper Pit here, but it's understandable unless we do have this player running up, and now it's actually going to go down. But kind of surprised. They were at a life advantage, and now they're going to be forced out of that ultimate because of this. But no, it's the Hunter's Fury completely counteracting this KJ ultimate, and that lockdown is going to get locked out of the map. Wraith needing to pick up the pace. He already used 1 ultimate for this, having to now just swing it around. And it's Haxa right behind you, getting this to secure the double digits on the board, as it's just going to be complex here in a 1v3.
Position known as well. It's gonna be Haxa who hears that zipline, that zipline up being used, immediately goes for the swing off the back of it. You know, usually you expect to try and retake from that Viper's Pit, but like you mentioned, the fact that the priority was for Fish Tacos to get that Sova ultimate online rather than really try to get that Viper ultimate going, they knew that they could get it later if Ali could pick up a kill on the lurk, and they were pretty confident about it from the positions they were holding. Really nice plays coming out of them. I especially like the fact that they tapped that spike on that A site to, you know, convince them that, yeah, we have so much side control that we feel comfortable enough to plant, and immediately just booked it towards B. Really impactful lurks coming out of both Haxa as well as Ali there. I think those were the two that really managed to cinch that round despite whoever got the kills or not. And for the side of Fish Tacos, they're, again, only 1 away from this resurrection. Frag is really farming up these ultimates here.
Yeah, they're farming up the ults, and maybe might be able to do enough for them. And speaking of farming the ults, though, I do see that Frag will be able to res somebody again. They just expended 2. The defense, however, 1 away from Shane's. Wraith is the only one that they used recently, so maybe if Shane could get this pick, he might be able to pop it, but no, he's not going to want to reswing that. Instead, rely heavily on just buying time for his team to rotate, as this is going to be an all 5 on B, 1 person watching flank kind of scenario. But I think they got this. This is what defense needs to take. And if they can just try to retake it as best they can here, TFT is going to be back on their butt.
Economy not greatest for the side of Handsome Jits right now. Not very attractive at all, in all honesty. Like you mentioned, it is going to be the chance for the side of Fish Tacos to really extend their lead here. They get that spike down once again, being forcing the side of Handsome just to play that 5v5 with no guns online. They probably aren't going to be wanting to invest that Hunter's Fury, but even if they wanted to, Karos is going to shut it down through that smoke, able to get not one but 2 kills to their name. Now it's a full-on hunt here, but the remaining members, Wraith able to find 1 with the Nano Swarms, but that's going to be it as Ali just runs them down, hunts them down, and gets that final kill. Fish Tacos get to 5-2 here, and this is, like you mentioned, we saw something similar in a sense. There's a time, if there was a time for a timeout from the side of Handsome Jits, it has to be now, right?
It has to be. This is the buy round. They're 2-5. This is where I said that you need. This is the moment in a half that defines the rest. Especially now that they have lost 4 in a row. This is the time where if you allow a team to get 5 in a row, you've pretty much not only crippled your mental, but you've also just allowed your enemies to get into the zone, the groove, the place that all gamers go when they're popping off, and they're ready to pop again. As Crescent is going to be up here in attack side, but finally we're seeing First Blood going to the defense. But can Crescent now spotted out, stay alive? He is going to get wall banged through it. He is trying to weave and bob, surprisingly not taking any damage, except the shock dart takes him down a bit.
Really nice kill, though. Karos immediately finds that refrag. Once again, the resurrection coming through out of Frag to be able to get their controller back up. Just Frag being able to get that plant down, farm that ult orb, doing a lot of work in the process. Finding so much value there, honestly. Really good work coming out of them now, though the timing might be good for this flank. They go for the swing. Pain able to get not only Karos down, but also the spike in a crucial position. Off the back of that, they're going to be extending just a little bit further. Trying to maintain control of that, though. You do immediately see it getting picked back up. Ali goes in for a bit of a fake plan, baiting out the position of the Nano Swarms. Will be denied for a little bit, though instead they're going to be giving it to the Killjoy, so they could possibly get their ultimate online. Haxa getting it down. Will be having that lockdown, buying a little bit more time for them to reposition, get kind of advanced positioning in a 1-for-1 trade in the meantime towards the flank here, and it's all down to just Pain as well as the Sova. Lockdown will be forced to get respected right now. Pain across the head, gets the dink, but unfortunately not able to connect the kill. That Phantom not finding so much value right now. Has to reload as well and not ready for the position being held by Frag. Ricky in a 1v3 scenario has the Hunter's Fury, but with the clock having us ticked as far as it has, and the economy being where it is for the side of Handsome Jits, it's just going to be a save.
Yeah, it's going to be a save here, but Ricky saving some bullets for the people exiting the site. Unfortunately, though, you could save all the bullets in the world. Unfortunately, your team is not really able to do too much. You know, we talked a little bit about the ult economy here. They've been building up for quite some time, but what are they saving them for is my question, because that was the round where I would expect them to actually use them to guarantee that the enemies do not get the guaranteed half yet. But no, they're still saving them. I think they're waiting for a unicorn right now to pop up in front of them, because this looks like a mythological beast in front of them that they have to try to beat through, because it's going to be quite uncommon for them to take a round back after losing that, and now with a significantly less efficient buy.
Yeah, it's going to be an awkward buy. They're trying to kind of force up here from what I can see and try to make this work out, but just Ali running it through their own Viper smoke towards mid, finding some really aggressive early mid control. In the meantime, it's going to be A that's a point of contention. Pain not willing to give up their duelist jetways, still manages to go for the peak and gets that first crucial frag. Finally, it is going to be no resurrection available for the side of Fish Tacos, and numbers advantage in the favor of Handsome Jits. In the meantime, though, despite all this noise being made towards the A side, B is going to be where that hit is coming. The Viper roll going up. Shane has the information right now that this is going to be where the plant will be invested as well. Ali on the alert, though, spots the player, waits to make sure it's only one and gets that kill. 4v4.
4v4. Ali loves being in kitchen here, always cooking up some damage, ready to do it again. We'll be able to stop it. Wait. It just... That It dribbled. It bounced right back up, but it still bought a little bit extra time. But Ali's timing here is going to be walking away and swing from Pain. Grabbing one, grabbing two, maybe. Yes, grabs another. Ali pulls the knife out and shows it off before dropping a complex, and that is going to allow the res to come out. We're finally seeing these ults fly, but you can bring all these ults available. You're going to have to clutch it with very little time remaining. Crescent, one tapping right through the smoke. The ping is perfect, and it's one more, but complex. Luckily getting the kills, but not getting the time.
7-2 right now on Fish Tacos. I know that Icebox, despite all the changes that made it a little bit more attacker friendly, I think that they worked out. People tend to have like a higher success rate, especially when you're running like a utility based comp like this on the attack. But it just seems like despite their investment in that Omen instead of the Jet, the fact that the side of Handsome Jits, they're kind of struggling on this defense. That's the only way I can really say it, because they just look so disjointed compared to the last few times that we've seen them play this particular map. Usually you do see them getting some early map control, being able to push together. We saw moments of brilliance like that on that B side, but overall they're just taking a lot of 1v1s and they're not able to win them out, and they don't learn from their mistakes at all. It's just Fish Tacos not only getting map control but also frags for free.
Wow, frags for free though, and that's gonna be Haxa grabbing Wraith, looking for another, and gets it. Complex out of the game. Beautiful play style here. Pain will be able to grab Haxa though, and that is the trade that you need. But it's still attack, pushing all the way up. Crescent from above, helping out and grabbing another. It's just going to be Pain, who was able to shut down Haxa. But unfortunately, I'm not sure if they're going to be able to shut down any more. Just kidding, a double down, making it 3 in total. Has to ace this if they really want their team to be back in the game. 8 bullets in the Vandal. Doesn't really have the option to reload quite yet to give away the info. Instead, just going to rely on that one bang power.
I mean, when you're at 45 HP anyway, you want to make sure that you hit your headshots, otherwise it's just going to be able to chip away at your HP here. Pain going for a swing, tries to connect the headshot, but Frag is more than ready for that particular frag, and Fish Tacos, they get 8-2 here. Something interesting to notice, that was an eco round. Pain did a little bit of damage, but even with the side of Handsome just chipping away at this economy a little bit, the momentum that the side of Fish Tacos have gained, it's just almost insurmountable here. I'm really surprised that we're not seeing any kind of timeouts coming out of these players, because not only will it let you kind of fix whatever mistakes you're making, but it would also like kind of let you reset a little bit, break that momentum coming in, and feel a little bit more comfortable in this particular game. Right now, though, this is going to be arguably one of the last chances that Handsome Jits has to get back into this. Once again, a buy materializing for them. They are looking to at least farm up their own Sage ultimate, considering maybe they're jealous of how Frag has been able to just... I think they've already gotten 3 reses so far, so they want to try to make sure that they can compete at least a little bit.
Yeah, they might be able to compete a decent amount, but let's find out if it's going to be good enough here as the ultimate is flying through, being able to connect a little. But it's from behind. Haxa doubling it up, holding the flank, and manages to get Pain and Complex completely out of the game here. Team Fish Taco looks like they're on a road to 3-0, but it's Crescent, who unfortunately just taking damage as Shane is damaging him up, knows that it's one hit, and gets the spray. Shane finally popping off and bringing the pain. This is what you need to be doing, but it's Haxa, the KJ, still standing 15-3, ready to make it even more. Okay, Rose. Will be able to secure the spike and just has to manage to secure the site.
Once numbers advantage in the favor of these defenders here. The off angle being held by Shane will be spotted out. The plant kind of fake tapped. The nanostorm not going to be broken in time, doing a little bit of chip damage to Shane, though they're still going to be able to hold that power position. It does seem like this position being held by Kairos goes for a bit of an aggressive push, not quite able to connect the kill, and now it's all down to just a Killjoy. Haxa has to ace it out and clutch it. Last time it was Pain, this time it's Haxa, but it's going to be a Killjoy to finally kicking in as Wraith takes down their counterpart. Finally around for the defense. I think they lost like 6 or 7 in a row, but they come back into this, and if they can win this last one, it might be what they need to jump back in this attacking half in a convincing manner.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty hard to convince these players to slow down, especially the players on the side of Haxa here. Yes, we did see a win happen, but if they can get it to 8-4, this is what we said last time, though. If I recall, the last time we saw Handsome Jits in this exact position, it went to 8-4 and then immediately started getting lost. So this seems like a repeat of Ascent, and what a shot from Complex. being able to grab Pain down and being able to, or not Pain, Complex down and grab him more. Crescent is just keeping this going and needing to find even more damage, but they're just stopping anybody on the defense from being able to work it around. Here's the double ultimate. One will be able to get sniped down, and it seems like doing damage to his own teammate Pain might just be the play of the game.
Lockdown from both Killjoys put down. Venn diagram of doom. Nobody gonna be really detained apart from one from the side of the defense here. Pain being punished for that over aggressive position, finding a crucial kill, and that's gonna make the side look even more juicy for the side of Fish Tacos. They take a lot of control across multiple tiers here, and now it's down to the remaining 3 players which make this work. The Viper's Pit already putting a spanner in the works here. At this point, I really don't know if it's possible. Unless Fish Tacos, they make a mistake, give them a little bit too many aggressive frags, like the one that Shane just took. It's gonna be an almost impossible retake. Haxa once again in that power position, able to find that crucial refrag, playing in and out of the pit here. It does seem like this the side of Fish Tacos, they know exactly where these remaining 2 players are. Haxa gets a little bit too aggressive, will be finally punished, but the clock, it's gonna be still ticking down. No utility available for either side to use through. Oh, frag. That's just illegal. That's just nasty.
That's mean.
That's just as brutal here. It's gonna be Fish Taco shutting down the hopes of that last run for the side of Handsome Jits as they, improve upon their half in that last map, 9-3.
Wow. You know, that's why they call him frag, because even if he can't see, he just gets them. That spray, just wilding it out and doing it on a Sage too. The Battle Sage coming up large here, able to get that pick, but now it's the side switch here. I really was putting a lot of money on the fact that with this team composition, it was defense-sided. The map's defense-sided, but it seems like it's a Team Fish Taco-sided right now, because they are taking this game by storm and shutting down a team that put the eggs in the defense basket, and now they're all cracking at their feet here. But it's the cracked gameplay from Team Fish Tacos that really is putting a lot of pressure on Handsome Jits. But switching the sides, it's 9-3, and if a curse is possible, it can pop up here.
Again, Crescent being in a very aggressive position here. They know where one player is, but Crescent up here might be overlooked already. Being able to find the first, gets the second as well. Going for more here. Just a crossfire between these 3. It turns into a meat grinder that will let the side of Fish Tacos get to double digits. 10-3. Just the positioning, I think that they expected that recon. You saw how ready they were to break it. It was like Crescent gave a glance like, nah, I don't need to break this. My teammate got me covered. And that's exactly the kind of coordination that you want out of your team. The kind that has, unfortunately, for the course of today, been very missing from the side of Handsome Jits.
Yeah, it's falling apart for these guys. I'm looking at what's happening here. Team Fish Tacos is different. They have trained. They have brought this back. They're a team that has competed in the IGLeague tournaments and events for consistently about 5 months now at the minimum. They are ready to win, and they are a team that almost always makes it to the finals. If you have been watching IGLeague for a while, there was a team way back in the day that really always cemented themselves in the game here, and that would have to have been the team Terra Esports. If you guys remember Terra Esports, they never lost, and Team Fish Tacos might be the new Terra. They are raining hell down, and they're ready to keep it going. But with that being said, this is the hero rifles. This is what they need. Ali getting a double and the spike down. Defense are taking this game all the way back.
So much respect for Ali there to be able to just kind of get that second kill despite having barely an HP. 3 on the round already. Gets a little bit too over-eager though. Will be punished, but the trades are still there. Now it's all down to Sova. Has to catch out of 1v2. Not much HP to work with then. Crescent more than ready for that peak coming out of them. Will be able to get that final kill. 11-3 right now. And remember, that was a force that we saw coming out of the side of Handsome Jits. Again, when you're 11-3, you can't afford to eco, seems to be their policy, and yeah, they are going to be investing in those stingers again. A bit of more of a half buy this time, I think. They will be able to finally afford rifles in that next round, irrespective of how it goes. But, remember, this is Handsome Jits map, and so far they just look so confused on it, for lack of a better phrase.
Yeah, it is quite confusing for them, but I'm looking at how TFT has been playing, and I'm not confused. They are just doing better. There's no confusion in the way here. These guys know how to take the game. They know how to force the plays out of the enemies, and it's being brought to that attention. And Ali, though, will finally go down. Maybe we could see it happen again. K-Rose anchoring it back, will be vulnerable to Cade and pushing into Shane. This is finally a round that looks decent for the attack, especially since it is a moderate buy from defense. But Hax is still standing, and that Guardian might be able to shred through because they do have the weapon advantage here against these Stingers.
Present on the lurk here. Does have a bit of an impactful position. Spots that first player, gets that kill. I don't know if they're going to be expecting the second one, though. Has to break that turret. Dashes forward as well.
Oh, the
But will be
timing.
caught in the open, putting down the smoke. Like you mentioned, really bad timing. It's all down to just frag. We've seen them hit some really nutty shots before it gets a headshot, but unfortunately, it's going to be 3K for the Vipers. Shane shining through as it is another, finally a round for the side of Handsome Jits. They're barely staying alive in this economy, looking a little bit better, finally able to get those rifles online, and they have a chance to kind of come back into this because the same comp set for Fish Tacos here.
Yeah, I mean, what we're seeing from Fish Tacos now that they are kind of in a bad spot monetarily, they're going to have to take a deep breath. They have enough rounds to... This is something that you notice a lot in other games like Counter-Strike is sometimes if you're at this lead, give a little to take a lot. That's the goal here. So give a little bit for these attackers to build up their economy, build up their ults, do the same, and you're going to be able to just win this game in 2 rounds. And unfortunately... it's a different kind of playstyle. They are just being aggressive with this eco and taking out a player, but Pain up in T-spawn is going to be able to grab one, Complex grabbing another, and it's down to 2v4 pretty early on.
Pain does take quite a bit of damage. No heal available either, I believe, on the Sage to get them back to fighting shape quite yet. But like you mentioned, numbers advantage significantly in the favor of the side of Handsome Jits. Also, still have control of the spike. Honestly, at this point, it does seem like they're waiting. They're expecting a little bit more aggression coming out of the side of Fish Tacos. However, they've already lost enough Fish Tacos. They don't want to give away more. They know that some of these players are low, and even if the heal does materialize, the Marshal still will be able to shred through them and get those crucial kills. Right now, with 45 seconds left, half the clock has run down. Towards the A side and mid, it is going to be Crescent, and towards B, it is going to be their teammate Frag trying to hold it down here. I feel like if the side of Handsome Jits, they kind of go one by one, they might be punished for it, because both of these players, we've seen them hit some nasty shots.
Yeah, we've seen them hit these shots away, and they might be able to. Crescent with a Marshal is the kind of player that really cements himself as one of the best, but... let's see, with that little bit of a nod, they're able to connect it. They do get a flick shot down, doing a lot of damage to the Silva. Looking for some more, still at full HP, 25 armor on the clock, looking just around the corner for something as Frag ready to initiate with this Sheriff. Spots out Wraith, but Wraith spots them. It's an eye for an eye, but the eyes are being blown out of the back of the head of Complex, but Wraith with the double down secures the round, and this is yet another one that was hard fought, but eventually taken over by Handsome Jits.
Karos is just hitting some nutty Sheriff shots. We saw it on Ascent as well, and it seems to be continuing through this particular map. Right now, though, Fish Tacos, after that eco buy, finally going to be having not just rifles, but also I believe I saw an operator on the side of Crescent there. We did talk about how Crescent, you know, on that defense with that operator can be absolutely deadly, a force to reckon with. That might be the case this time around as well. Who's going to be able to come out on top might decide the outcome of this game almost immediately, because Crescent, if they're able to get that aggressive pick right off the bat, it might just be so difficult.
Yeah, it might be pretty hard here, but look at Crescent. Still wants to make it work. Will get spotted out. Smokes himself to back it up, but he knows someone likes to get aggressive. It's Wraith up at top, but he only took damage there. So he is going to be one shot with a Phantom, but that's only in the hands of... actually, there are no Phantoms on the attack side. There's no real option for them here to one-hit him. That's pretty lucky. But Shane...
oh, look at Crescent again. He doesn't care.
gives no fucks, and he might need to start caring here, especially since Shane taking the advantage that they're being built. This could be a reverse sweep, but K-Rose from underneath him is actually going to get Shane as well. No headset on that one, as this is just going to be Haxa and Frag to frag it out and cheat this game away.
Still doable. It's Haxa. They've been phenomenal over the course of this map, but also on map number 1, might be able to find timing, gets the shot. Know exactly where the second player is as well right now. Haxa just kind of waiting for their teammate to come through, materializing this 2v2 scenario. The timing not quite there for Wraith though, and now things are starting to fall apart. It's all down to just Pain here, a 1v2 to clutch out. Position not quite known till now, that white swing is going to give it away. They are the top fragger for the team. The spike planted in their favor as well, and Pain will have to play this with precision. Ready, having repositioned here, might be able to find the timing, but Frag more than ready for the peak. Will be holding that off angle, and that is going to be match point on map number 2 for the side of Fish Tacos. Just a reminder, once again, this is Handsome Jits map pick, and they look even worse on it than Ascent, arguably.
Oh! swinging for the low blows with that one. You're telling me that you locked in this map just to hit it. Statistically, it's a statistical low blow. Now, now getting hit in the nuts by stats. Let's talk about what is going wrong for them. No timeouts yet. Not a single time have you taken a little break to take a deep breath. They are confident in losing is what I'm looking at here. So, you know, I don't like being a negative Nancy, but unfortunately, the only negatives are coming out from 4 players on the attack. Their KD is in the K dumps right now. So I need to see how they're going to be able to really pick up the pace here, as this is not looking too hot for the side of Handsome Jits. And unless they want to take it back and make this a best of 5 going all the way to 5 games, you're going to have to pick up the pace and win 7 in a row.
Already the complex able to find Haxa. There is huge. Crescent though slices back with the Blade Storm, really making some plays here, though Shane will eventually punish that overextension. 2v3 situation right now. Not the worst that Fish Tacos has been, and especially considering that they do have that Viper's Pit to work with. It's gonna come onto the shoulders of Wraith though to be able to find the timing here, because they're gonna know that there's the presence of a Sage here towards the main. The noise being made, and off the back of that, it's gonna be the Killjoy utility available as well. What was a 2v4 is now falling apart for these defenders. Ali with a little bit of sarcasm there, saying they're super impressed, but not gonna be happening. Finally, it is going to be a resurgence coming out of the side of Handsome Jits. They make it work. Not only do they win, they also hold on to both the Viper's Pit and that lockdown for the next round. So they have 4 ultimates on like this. They might be able to make it work again. They might be able to make that comeback.
Let's hope that they can. Sorry, hiccups. Let's hope that they can, as this is not looking too great for the side of defense. They managed to take 1 round, but with the momentum that's going on, they have to. I mean, with the ratio of how it's going, if they give 3 rounds, they can still end this game. But the ultimates are building up. 1 away from Haxas, 7 away from Crescents, and 7 away from Kairos. If they can manage to get all 5 ults in 1 round, this game is going to be over. Or they can win it on a thrifty. A triple Marshall buy is quite aggressive. But with a round start like that, this thrifty is already looking significantly worse.
Found them.
Yeah,
What
unlucky. Very unlucky there. Pain also goes for a little bit of a excessive swing, was rewarded for their efforts with the kill. Spike plants will be denied, however. That might buy them a little bit more time. They will be able to pick it back up and get it going. Aggressive angle being held by Pain, finding so much value here. The shorty attempt gets pulled out. It is going to be 2 kills coming in for Ali on the Marshall, almost getting the 3rd as well, but luckily for the side of Handsome Jits, they improved on their last map. There you go, I take it back. I'm so sorry for statistically stating that you were worse. You're no longer worse.
Yeah, it's not your fault that your team isn't doing well. It's all of your fault that your team isn't doing well. Remember, it's a team game. No, just kidding. How these guys have been performing is now finally turning the paces back. You do love to see that the double controller meta is working for them when it comes to getting a kill. I just think that when it comes to how they've been playing it around early, they were having some struggles. But now on attack, they know how to be aggressive here. I didn't really expect that from how they started off, but now I can see that this could be a comeback. But it's always on the back of frag dying early or a one side getting held. It's first blood, first encounter, first 13 to really seal the deal. But Crescent, being that aggressor, knows that Pain's right around the corner.
It's expecting it, just watching, waiting to kind of get the angle down, but it's not just going to be Pain, it's also going to be another player here. The swing comes out and Pain looks a little bit too far. Both lockdowns in the meantime going to be invested towards this B side, though that Huntress Fury on the side of Handsome Jits will at least let them break this one. Oh, never mind, they whiffed the Huntress Fury. Unlucky, that lockdown will be forced to get respected right now. They're going to be falling back. 3-person flank already on from the side of Fish Tacos here, as they look to kind of just lock these players down along with that lockdown. And at this juncture, with the 45 seconds left on the clock, unless they get some really crucial impact frags, it does seem like this B side is going to be where that hit is coming. 3v5 scenario right now as that flank already finds another kill. It's looking very dicey right now for the side of Handsome Jits.
Yeah, it's going to look pretty clean here for them, and Handsome Jits definitely needs this. Doubling it up now, making this a 3 versus 3, but it's Crescent on the flank, spotting out Wraith, not taking any damage, but not dealing any damage. This Jet knows how to be that frag, and with the spike down from a shock dart, they are doing some damage. They can't plant the bomb quite yet, and that is going to be able to spot out Shane, and Shane goes down from it. Beautiful util. This could be the end. It's Wraith with 1 HP, and the dream is going to end, and they're going to have to wake up to reality here, as that is game 2 taken by Team Fish Taco. I gotta hand it to him. Wow.
They did it so well, honestly. Icebox, I was expecting that to be much closer than it was. You saw signs of life coming out of the side of Handsome Jits towards that latter half of the map, but during that first fish tacos, they were in that driver's seat. They were in
Mhm.
complete control over the course of the game. And once again, you do see Shane and Payne being able to kind of be up there, like you mentioned, that double controller coming into play. But aside from that, overall as a team, I just feel like fish tacos were better on map number 2 as well. You can see all of them kind of clump together in that scoreboard, but overall, I
Yeah.
think they were just better at being able to trade each other. And of course, the utility usage that we saw out of the team comp, I think that both of these teams, despite having something similar, Fish Tacos, they just did it better. Like you saw the shock darts, you saw like the mollies, the lineups coming in. It was just phenomenal work.
Yeah, absolutely phenomenal work there. And that is going to be the map pick coming out here from Handsome Jits. Stealing over by, again, Team Fish Taco. And now we're going back into the Team Fish Tacos map pick of Fracture. And Fracture is one of those maps where if a team picks it, you can expect that they are going to be a lot more confident on it. But at this stage of the game, Fracture's been out for over a year and a half now. So it's a game mode that, or it's a map that has been quite trained on by these players. Both teams definitely know how to pop off on them. But with Handsome Jits not ever calling a timeout and proceeding to not really play the best that we've seen them, I think that they came into this having a lot more confidence than they could afford. Because yes, they were on a flawless win streak, not even losing a single map up until this point. I think that that might have gotten to their head and they didn't prep for what was about to happen. And Team Fish Taco, they've done their homework, they've turned it in, and the teacher put a fat A on it. So I'm going to see if they're going to be able to actually take this game here as Fracture's right on the corner here, Zach.
Yeah, we are going to be heading into map 3 pretty soon, but before that, it's a little bit of a short break coming in from us. Let's see if Handsome Jits, they have the mental to come back and push it to a map 4, possible map 5, or is it going to be Fish Tacos for the first time in these two teams encountering each other, walking away with that victory? We'll be right back.
He no-scopes it. He wall bangs and he aces it. That's what we love seeing. Kai is excited. His mouse movement is it down, but that nade, it's doing some work. He doesn't know where this Reyna could be, but Reyna's giving away a position, and Lucky getting a 4K with one spray and then a clean clutch up.
Yeah, I mean, and this is exactly the thing that we want to be seeing out of Lemon. He's going for the ace here, and he's going to try to close it out with the overdrive. Ace for Lemon.
One for one, it's an ace from Mikey if he can get it, and he's gonna ace it. Mikey, MVP of his team, going in hard.
Win it again.
You will not kill
Nice
my
res coming out. Spots Minari, takes him down. Only one bullet, decides to reload right in front of green. Tries getting in halfway, and he actually sticks it all the way to half. And he wins those. Young Min with the win.
clutch.
What a clutch. On one, but they're out. But here comes the nightmare. It's making them very afraid. Spike is now down. Lucky holding that W key. Getting a double kill with the spray down. This man's ready to go, and it's all up to Zell. He sprays it down, but that nade, it's doing some work. He doesn't know where this Reyna could be, but Reyna's giving away a position, and Lucky getting a 4K with one spray and then a clean clutch up. And right now, truly with this tour de force is going to spot one and only able to get it, but that's going to be a double, and that's a triple.
God.
That's what we like to see.
Unseen, unseen. What? Single-handedly. No.
Bring them back into this game.
Are now going for it. The ultimate's now pushing in, and all the dumpage. Lemon able to get a just mow down of a spray, getting all these picks today.
Yeah, I mean, and this is exactly the thing that we want to be seeing out of Lemon. He's going for the ace here, and he's going to try to close it out with the overdrive. Ace for Lemon off the back of really beautiful high tempo.
So let's see what's going to happen moving forward. We do have a Paranoia getting thrown out, and what a spray down. He gets himself 3. He gets himself 4. Checker, you're just better at that, and now defenders get the match point. And
Separate the defense. Oh no.
And the spray down B.
it's got to be in Fire's hands. Of course, the Vandal, very powerful, able to get himself 2 picks, and able to get all of them. What a beautiful play.
This could be tragic. Finds 2, 3, 4. Come on.
And slow things down a little bit, but now Santee in a 1v3, this is going to be very tricky. Able to find one here. He's going for the second one, and he's got it with the classic out. He's going to find the third kill, a 4-piece for Santi, actually able to close it out and put them up.
They're gonna save it for one more. But
Oh!
okay, Legend just gonna go ahead and line him up and shut him down. Killer and Lelouch down in one
The
shot.
push, but Lulu and Chill, he's able to get 2, and that's gonna be the final shot he hears. Of course, a little bit of a flashbang coming around. Kai jumping on top of bench, making a lot of noise. These attackers are on point, and this is where Kai shots. But what a shot! He no-scopes it, he wall bangs, and he aces it. That's what battling it out, but here we go. Brady from the top of heavens, able to try to do some damage. Last man standing here. What is gonna happen now that we got Zambi? He knows that one is underneath him, but Kai is down. Last man, and he gets 2. Last guy, he's got it, and Gio, he's the man to get the pick. Beautiful play, but oh no, does he have enough time? It's
I
gonna
don't
be
think
down
so.
to the wire. Oh, and he
Oh
gets
my
it.
lord, he actually pulls it.
0.15. That is not okay. He no-scopes it. He wall bangs and he aces it. That's what we love seeing. Kai is excited. His mouse movement is it down, but that nade, it's doing some work. He doesn't know where this Reyna could be, but Reyna's giving away her position, and Lucky getting a 4K with 1 spray and then a clean.
Yeah, I mean, and this is exactly the thing that we want to be seeing out of Lemon. He's going for the ace here, and he's going to try to close it out with the overdrive. Ace for Lemon.
1 for 1. It's an ace from Mikey if he can get it, and he's gonna ace it. Mikey, MVP of his team, going in hard. Win it again.
You will not kill
Nice
my
res coming out. Spots Minari, takes him down. Only 1 bullet, decides to reload right in front of Green. Tries getting in halfway, and he actually sticks it all the way to half, and he makes those Young Min with the win. What a clutch. On 1, but they're out. But here comes the nightmare. It's making them very afraid. Spike is now down. Lucky holding that W key. Getting a double kill with the spray down. This man's ready to go, and it's all up to Zell. He sprays it down, but that nade, it's doing some work. He doesn't know where this Reyna could be, but Reyna's giving away her position, and Lucky getting a 4K with 1 spray and then a clean. Clutch playing, and right now truly with this tour de force is gonna spot 1 and only able to get it, but that's gonna be a double, and that's a triple.
God.
That's what we like to see.
Unsee. What? Single-handedly. No. Bring them back into this game.
Are now going for it. The ultimate's now pushing in, and all the dumpage. Lemon able to get a just mow down of a spray, getting all these picks today.
Yeah, I mean, and this is exactly the thing that we want to be seeing out of Lemon. He's going for the ace here, and he's going to try to close it out with the overdrive. Ace for Lemon off the back of really beautiful high tempo.
Let's see what's going to happen moving forward. We do have a Paranoia getting thrown out, and what a spray down. He gets himself 3. He gets himself 4. Jector, you're just better at that, and now defenders get the match point.
Oh man. Separate the defense. Oh no.
and the spring down B.
It's got to be in Fire's hands. Of course, the Vandal, very powerful, able to get himself 2 picks, and able to get all of them. What a beautiful play.
This could be tragic. Finds 2, 3, 4. Come on.
And slow things down a little bit, but now Santee in a 1v3. This is going to be very tricky. Able to find 1 here. He's going for the second one, and he's got it with the classic out. He's got to find the 3rd kill, a 4-piece for Santee. Actually able to close it out and put them up.
They're gonna save it for one more. But okay, Legend just gonna go ahead and line him up and shut him down. Killer and Lelouch down in one
The
shot.
push, but Lulu and Chill, he's able to get 2, and that's gonna be the final shot he hears. Of course, a little bit of a flashbang coming around. Kai jumping on top of bench, making a lot of noise. These attackers are on point, and this is where Kai shots. But what a shot! He no-scopes it, he wall bangs, and he aces it. That's what battling it out, but here we go. Brady from the top of heavens, able to try to do some damage. Last man standing here. What is gonna happen now that we got Zambi? He knows that 1 is underneath him, but Kai is down. Last man, and he gets 2. Last guy, he's got it, and Gio, he's the man to get the pick. Beautiful play, but oh no, does he have enough time? It's
I
gonna
don't
be
think
down
so.
to the wire.
Oh my lord, he actually pulls it.
0.15. That is not okay. He no-scopes it.
position, and Lucky getting a 4K with one spray and then a clean clutch up at
Yeah, I mean, and this is exactly the thing that we want to be seeing out of Lemon. He's going for the ace here, and he's going to try to close it out with the overdrive. Ace for Lemon.
one for one. It's an ace from Mikey if he can get it, and he's gonna ace it. Mikey, MVP of his team, going in hard.
Win it again.
You will not kill
Nice
my
res coming out. Spots Minari, takes him down. Only one bullet, decides to reload right in front of Green. Tries getting it halfway, and he actually sticks it all the way to half. And he wins those Young Min with the win. What a clutch. On one, but they're out. But here comes the nightmare. It's making them very afraid. Spike is now down. Lucky holding that W key. Getting a double kill with the spray down. This man's ready to go, and it's all up to Zell. He sprays it down, but that nade, it's doing some work. He doesn't know where this Reyna could be, but Reyna's giving away her position, and Lucky getting a 4K with one spray and then a clean clutch up.
And right now, Truly, with this tour de force, is going to spot one and only able to get it, but that's going to be a double, and that's a triple.
God.
That's what we like to see.
Unsee. Single-handedly. No. Bring them back into this game.
Are now going for it. The ultimate's now pushing in, and all the dumpage. Lemon able to get a just mow down of a spray, getting all these picks today.
Yeah, I mean, and this is exactly the thing that we want to be seeing out of Lemon. He's going for the ace here, and he's going to try to close it out with the overdrive. Ace for Lemon off the back of really beautiful high tempo.
Let's see what's going to happen moving forward. We do have a Paranoia getting thrown out, and what a spray down. He gets himself 3. He gets himself 4. Jector, you're just better at that, and now defenders get the match point.
Separate the defense. Oh, no.
and the spray down team.
It's got to be in Fire's hands. Of course, the Vandal, very powerful, able to get himself 2 picks, and able to get all of them. What a beautiful play.
This could be tragic. Finds 2, 3, 4. Come on.
And slow things down a little bit, but now Santee in a 1v3, this is going to be very tricky. Able to find one here. He's going for the second one, and he's got it with the classic out. He's got to find the third kill, a 4-piece for Santee. Actually able to close it out and put them up.
They're gonna save it for one more. But okay, Legend just gonna go ahead and line him up and shut him down. Killer and LA Luch down in one shot.
Push, but Lulu and Chill, he's able to get 2, and that's gonna be the final shot he hears. Of course, a little bit of a And here we are. Welcome back, everybody, to the grand finals, an optional final game here at IGL's Open Divisions. $3,000 is on the line, $2,000 to the winner, $800 to second place. And of course, I am Edu, joined by my wonderful co-caster, Zach, and we are on the map of Fracture.
Just a little bit of a recap. Map number 1, it went the way of Team Fish Tacos. It was their map pick. Kind of expected. They were able to win Ascent out 13-7. Map number 2, 13-6, sorry. Map number 2, 13-7. Almost very dominant performance as they stole that map away. And now a possible 3-0 could be coming, because this is once again Team Fish Tacos pick here on Fracture. If you do look at the kind of comp that they are running, it does seem to be almost mirrored across the board with the exception of that duelist here. I like that both of these teams are going in for that Cypher instead. Both Wraith and Haxa over the course of the day have been popping off on that Killjoy, but with the switch to the other Sentinel, I wonder if we're going to be seeing a little bit of a nerf to performance. I think that overall, I would say that when it comes to team comps, a little bit of an advantage I have to give it towards the side of the defenders here. Handsome Jits, I think that Raze combined with that Fade and Reach is just a little bit better on this map when it comes to movement as well as utility usage. Can really pull off a couple of nasty combos there, but you know, having watched Crescent on Jet kind of frag out of their minds over the course of the last 2 maps, I don't think it's too much of a misbalance.
Yeah, I mean, Team Fish Tacos definitely has been taking it quite handily by their Sentinel diffing. Haxa at the top of the scoreboard today pretty consistently, definitely just racking up the stat points for the record books here. And, you know, of course, if you guys ever want to see those record books, it's on Wikipedia. You can also find out the bracket and other stuff going on if you do type in !bracket to see how these guys have battled their way through to get to the point that they are today. But here we go. It's Fracture. It's game 3 of a best of 5. All is on the line. And if you're Handsome Jits, you're going to have to start getting your hits as Pain needs to hold this down. But he is the first to go down in game 3.
Once again, Pain taking a lot of his namesake there. Pain being instantly shut down on that aggression. Huge kill there. Without that duelist, it's going to be much more difficult to get some space here on the side. Crescent through this door, finding some immense value, tagging down Shane, just a sliver of HP, and now off the back of the Prowler, looking to get a little bit more aggressive on side as well. It's going to be Karos punishing Ricky. Huge kills across the board right now coming in for the side of Fish Tacos. We talked a little bit about how the side of Handsome Jits excel at these pistol rounds. Well, it does seem like Fish Tacos, they've gone back to that drawing board, put a lot of work into it, and now they look extremely convincing on not just these pistols, but also buy rounds here. A 5v3 retake attempt has to come in right now from the remainder of these players. Already Crescent, though, is putting their dreams to dust. Complex and Wraith will strike back, but everybody here is super low except for the Cypher and the Breach for the side of Team Fish Tacos. They're still trying to hold strong. Spike not planted in a safe spot either. Still gotta be a player on the top side as well, and between them, Ali and Haxa, they will win that pistol for the side of Fish Tacos. Already off to a great start here as they take that pistol.
Yeah, they're going to take that pistol quite heavily away from these guys. And now having Team Fish Tacos open it up with pistol is not common here. Usually we do see that the pistol round goes over to Handsome Jits. This is their map pick, so we can tell that their confidence is already flowing a little bit more. But it's all about the comeback. It's all about how they win the bonus. This time, we are not seeing Handsome Jits force buy. They've done it every other time they have been down, and this time they are going to be just going in with their classics, with their util, and maybe one sheriff.
The great concussion coming out. Gonna shut down a lot of these players, but still Crescent with that Vandal able to find that first blood. Looking for more right now. Knows the position of the second player as well. Not quite wanting to push the smoke because of the dangers of Shorty in that particular angle. They're going to be going a little bit more passively. Wraith getting hunted down as well. Caught between the Prowler and Frag. All down to just Pain here. Takes that 1v1. Ricky able to find another kill as well. And Pain will at least be able to post kills to get a satchel damage. But nevertheless, it's going to be the knife from Karos winning it out. They lose 3 of their guns, but all things considered, I think the fact that Karos got that knife, it has got to be a slap in the face for Handsome Jits. Oof.
Yeah, it's got to be a pretty big slap in the face here. It is throwing these guys for a loop. And let's see if they could do it again, though. We do have Haxa anchoring it down here so far with the double down. They are forcing up here. Taco going with the hero rifles, going with 3 of them this time. So it's not really a hero rifle at this point. And these guys do not want to make this team allowed to start building up the economy. But it's a risk. They're facing off against a lot of Phantoms, and they don't have exactly the tightest of head armor. But here we go. Pain grabs Crescent, and this is already off to a great start for defense.
Huge kill there for sure. And remember, this isn't really a bonus round coming in for the side of Fish Tacos. They did invest considerably. After losing their player, though, on that side, they're looking to go towards A instead right now. The tripwire gonna be broken, luckily, by that Prowler, so Frag will not be sprayed down. Never mind. They still get sprayed down. Wraith on that side, being a crucial anchor. 3 on the round already. It's all down to just Haxa. Tries to walk in through the smoke to make the play. But unfortunately, it's not gonna be happening right now. It's kind of funny that Cypher said that you guys are so much better than my last team, because it was the same players that Wraith was playing with, but they look just a little bit more dynamic and energetic on this particular map, being able to win that round. And it wasn't just them winning that round; it was winning it in a very flawless, convincing fashion. That's gonna really get their economy buff up, and now they have a chance to tie up the score here, because the economy for the side of Team Fish Tacos is not in the greatest place.
Yeah, it's not the best that we've seen from them, but I will be pointing out one thing. It's that Team Fish Taco is okay with taking an L here, at least early on. This is a map that they know how to be aggressive on, and they know how to be defensive on, and this is one reason why. Judge in the hand, dies to Wraith, doesn't check the close, and Wraith is going to double it up, popping his ultimate, looking for another, and gets the spike down. This is the kind of gameplay you need to be seeing. He knows the last 2 are going to be main. It's just up to the Cypher Haxa, and unfortunately, that is a defense round that it went beautifully, just because Wraith really knows how to hold tower.
Just that rock that could not be moved there, no matter what was thrown at this particular player. A stinger, a judge, a concussion, it doesn't matter. Wraith has been this pivotal player on this B site for 2 rounds in a row now, just being able to get those triple kills and shut down any kind of push. right now. I think that it was a little bit of a force coming out of the side of Team Fish Tacos, perhaps looking to hit it by Storm, and now they're going to be forced to go for a half buy
Even
here.
fight?
Just Marshals
That's fun.
across the board. Well, I say just Marshals. We've seen all of the players on Fish Tacos hit some pretty nutty shots on Icebox. I don't know if they'll be able to do something very similar in this particular one, though. You saw some early aggression coming out of Handsome Jits over the course of those last 2 rounds, but now they're going to be playing it just a little bit more passive, not wanting to really get punished. And already, talking about punishing, it's going to be Wraith getting that first blood once again.
Yeah, Wraith getting that first blood. You can tell that this Cypher is ready to lock it down. It's always up to how these Sentinels perform, and it seems to be Wraith picking up the pace and looking for more. They don't want to get 3-0'd. They've definitely turned on their brains, turned on their monitors more like it, as they have been inching their way closer and closer to playing better. But this is going to be an eco round from the attack side. They're going to need to try to get 1 or 2 here, but with that being said, I'm not really guaranteeing that Crescent is going to be able to get that pick, because once the smoke clears, Pain's going to bring the pain from above, and it's going to rain heavily down onto this Jet, and this is going to be the info that he needs to gather. Oh, it just barely passes him, though.
Oh yeah, it is. Crescent still in that angle, but Pain, aware of the possibility of the spot, knows that Crescent might be tucked away, or somebody might be tucked away in any case, as the rest of the team, they go towards B here. Jump squatting coming out of the breach with a flash in hands, not quite getting the shot in, and now they know that Haxa is going to be around the side of the map. 30 seconds left. They have to pick where they want to go, and at this juncture, the spike itself, it's going to be rotating back towards this A site where Crescent has been holding for so long. Pain, the only player on side, and with a Marshall, I don't know how Crescent is going to be managing this. All they manage is their death then. With 15 seconds left, they have to go in. The backup has arrived as well from these defenders here already. Ricky and Co, along with Pain, are ready to take the fight. Frag able to find a single frag, but there's going to be no time to get the spike down at all, and it's just up to the remainder players to find some damage. Kairos and Haxa narrowing in, getting some kills at the very least, but it's still going to be the round for Handsome Jits.
Yeah, it is going to be the round here for Jits. It did cost him a little bit of life, but it's the money. It's flowing. Shane is going to be picking up whatever gun he can rock, and everybody here for the side of attack did have a manage to build up their ultimates. So building up these ultis is going to be able to toss anybody off the site if it comes to the attack. The one thing I'm looking at especially is going to be that Rolling Thunder. On Fracture, Breach is king, so I need to see how they're going to be able to implement that Rolling Thunder, roll it out, and push these players off of a site. Ricky seems to be on A, getting some early information with that haunt getting destroyed.
5 ultimates, like you mentioned, for the side of Fish Tacos. Guns as well, finally on board here to work with. They have a lot to work with. Right now, though, it is going to be the Nightfall to start things off by these defenders, almost preemptively invested here. They will be spotting out Kairos, but the first blood will nevertheless go to Ali here, being able to catch Pain off guard. Now the site has completely been swarmed by these attackers. Neural Theft comes out as well to reveal where exactly the remaining of the defense is. It's going to be a 4v4 scenario for the retake. They know that Wraith is going to be on the flank. I don't know if they'll have the timing, though. They don't expect it. Still, though, a 1-for-1 trade as Kairos will be able to at least confirm that kill. Clock still ticking. Ult still available, like you mentioned. The Rolling Thunder will be online. Ali, though, says you don't even need the Rolling Thunder. I just need to get my shots, and it's going to be not 1, not 2, but 3 headshots for the Brimstone coming through.
Oh, wow. Coming through, and Ollie's got to hit him with the question mark. That's got to hurt. I know that you guys can't see the chat, but it's always fun to see these players interact with each other. It's been a little bit of BMing today, if you haven't noticed, from the teabags on Icebox, from the teabags on Ascent. Here we already have the verbal battering coming out here, and let's see if they're going to be able to bring that kind of energy to back up their shots, as it is tied 3-3, and the buy rounds are flowing, and they still got a lot of ultimates. They can combo that Rolling Thunder with the Orbital Strike to guarantee another site here, so I could just tell Team Fish Tacos is playing their ultimates very conservatively, and it will be quite efficient for them. But it's just Wraith anchoring B, as Ricky and the Breach are going to be rotating.
No kills coming through for either side quite yet. It was just the early stages of a round, though. So far, Wraith in particular has been phenomenal and really just sniffing out at these kills time after time. Once again, economy there for both of these sides. You did see it. I think 3 ultimates come out of the side of Fish Tacos over the course of that last one, so they don't have as much to work with. Pain with that showstopper ready to go as well. Here's the Prowler being invested towards this A main area. Smokes come down as well to boot, and Ricky, if they find the timing on this haunt, might be able to do some devastating damage. Instead, though, they're just probably looking to use it for a retake scenario instead. Thinks that this might be a fake, though, for the side of Fish Tacos. However, they're going in on this A site.
Yeah, they're running it down, really just putting all what they can forward. Payne is going to get spotted over by Sand. Haxa using a little bit of info to try to help him out, but Payne 180ing it up, making sure Ali will not get a 4K this time, but Haxa walks right into a nade. Something is not clicking for the Team Fish Taco team, and there it is, the ultimate not doing a lot of damage, but Payne's on a triple kill, looking for the ace, trying to find frag, will find it. One remaining. K-Ro, Spike is down 15 seconds. And it is all over. Complex cleaning it up, and defense taking that with using only an ultimate here, and Payne popping off.
Really good frags coming out. Finally, around where it does seem like the side of a map, rather, it seems like the side of the defenders here, which is Handsome Jits able to take kind of a lead here. It's neck and neck, yes, but also Handsome Jits just looks so much more convincing right now. Finally shutting down the economy for the side of Fish Tacos. They're able to kind of just put up a power performance with Raid just being this menace on this B side. They can play 3 towards A, and it's just working out so much in their favor. It seems like Fish Tacos, they're just struggling to get any kind of headway onto site as well. Lakestorm current presence, the only thing that they really have to work with, and it works just fine. They get that first crucial blood on site. However, no trades really coming through here apart from that particular one, and I think the plant will come through a rifle retrieved as well. This might be what they need to work with.
Yeah,
especially with Ali's orbital strike. Sorry.
Yeah, it's all good. I mean, they have the post-plant potential for sure, but here is the retake potential. The Nightfall falling right on top of the site, and the Raise Payne flying right onto the bomb. And that is going to be a blind to force him off. And oh no, they're still stuck in here, and Frag's going to read it like a book, and they are going to get put down. But there might be a new chapter here for the defense. 3 versus 4. They have to make their way in, and K-Rose from up top is going to get one. But here's the trades, the double down, looking for another, and K-Rose is down as well, leaving only this player, Haxa, to clutch it up. The bomb's ticking away, and they're out of time. Complex clutching it up and having enough time to just barely defuse the bomb.
Again, in these eco rounds, Fish Tackle, even when they're losing, they look so good while doing it. Because armed with just that Blaze Storm and 3 Sheriffs or whatever, they should not have been able to get that round as close as it was. But nevertheless, they managed to do exactly that. They didn't invest that orbital strike though, so I think that's going to be something less that the side of Handsome just have to look out for. In fact, the only ultimate that's anywhere close to materializing is that Nightfall for Keros on the side of Fish Tacos. The Rolling Thunder is still online for Shane. It seems like he hasn't felt the need or found the opportunity to really invest it yet. We might be seeing it play a huge role in this buy round if it's necessary for that retake, or just denying the push at all.
Yeah, they might be able to deny the push. I really think that what is going on for the defense is they've been more so focusing on the retake side of things. But talking about where they're taking sites, it's going to be towards A right here, as Crescent right around up top, needing to try to push in the retake, but they got the breach, they got the orbital strike, so it's going to be quite impactful on this A site unless Frag can start fragging out, but he's only going to be good for 1, and so is Wraith. They do have the option to plant that spike, but they got those ults, and they're going to be raining down, forcing 1 out, or I think using it a little bit early here, as they are still a minute left on the clock, and that spike is going to get planted regardless.
Maybe for scenario right now, it does seem like the numbers advantage is in the favor of Team Fish Tacos here. Crescent kind of holding down this power position. Will unfortunately be spotted out though, still trying to take the fight, but Ricky will find it and punish them just for that. Ricky finding a second kill as well, though Shane gets tagged down to a sliver of HP. It's down to these last 2 remaining players for the side of Fish Tacos. That Aftershock, absolutely immaculate, will be a 3K for Ricky here. A little bit of a fade diff coming in, finally being shut down. But unfortunately, it is once again going to be a round coming in for the side of Handsome Jits. It seems like the side of Fish Tacos, they invested quite a bit. They had the numbers advantage, but just that position, the over-aggression that came out of them, it was this time shut down. And off the back of that, just a really good retake coming out of the remainder.
Wow, a very clean retake there, and now we're seeing Handsome Jits back in their groove. It took them a while, took them 2 games, not played perfectly to send them back, and you know, so far this has been back and forth with the economy, but now it is the buy round from both sides here, forcing themselves up, and we do see that match point or half point advantage being taken by the defense. So attack needs to kind of force up and get their gameplay together, as they do want to take this site with as little casualties as possible.
Right there. Right there.
Still, it's going to be this time Shane being that kind of anchor on this particular site, ready with that concussion to try and off the back of any kind of peek or push coming in, ready to kind of just swing out and catch these players off guard. However, this tower position, it is incredibly difficult to hold, especially if you're dealing with a kind of two-pronged approach here. Haxa, though, not only being in the crosshairs of that stun, also just a two-player flank that might materialize from Wraith as well as Pain. They decide against it, though, and Haxa, well, that's gonna be a fight they don't have to quite take yet. Instead, after facing with all this aggressive utility, Crescent also making their way onto the site right now. It does seem like there's a possible attempt at a push coming in. The timing not quite there for Crescent, though, and off the back of that, Pain has the utility to try and deny this push. In the meantime, Wraith across the map will find a second one to boot, and once again, Fish Tacos, they get a little bit of space, but they don't look far ahead enough, and they're just shut down.
Yeah, I mean, they managed to take the space and then completely give it up, and not only give up the space, but also give up their place in this game here. It seems like they're getting just tossed back a bit, but Shane, with a counter stun and all the util to keep them back, will be able to grab the spike and force these players into a lot of damage. And somehow, K-Rose walks away with just 65 HP. Spike is down, 15 seconds. Save your guns. You cannot try to clutch this.
10 seconds left.
Thou shall not pass seems to be the motivation. Motivation here for the side of Team Fish Tacos. Sorry, for the side of Handsome Jits right now, because they're just denying any kind of space onto site. We talked a little bit about Wraith before, but I think in a lot of these previous rounds, it's been that combo of that fade and reach just completely deny any kind of space. You know, finally, we're gonna be seeing a timeout call to the series. Still not gonna be Handsome Jits, so at least in this map, they don't quite need it. It's gonna be called by the side of Fish Tacos this time around. They want to make sure that they close it out. Or at least prevent their opponents from running away with it. They're trying to break the momentum, even though it's an eco run. They're trying to do as much work as they can. And the thing is, this is their attacking half, and in general, teams tend to do it just a little bit better when it comes to attack on Fracture because of the number of lanes on the map. They seem to be struggling though just a bit, and it seems like the best they can hope for at this point is a 7-5, which is a very unlikely. It's more likely going to be an 8-4, if not a 9-3.
Yeah, if not a 9-3, but honestly, seeing this half be how it is, defense is very happy. They like that they're being able to bring this best of 5 back into their hands a little bit, but, you know, just one mistake and it falls through their fingers and they won't be able to take not only the $2,000, but the title of champion here at the Open Division. So this is all or nothing for the side of the defense. And surprisingly, they have yet to actually take a timeout. They are completely okay with giving a little to take a lot. And now, with that timeout underway, with it now gone, these guys have to just rely heavily on this buy round. They are going to be forcing some ecos while we have a hero rifle in the hands of K-Rose and Crescent. So obviously, it's all about how Crescent can be that entry, but this time, this game, it's not doing the same as he has been able to many, many times before.
A little bit of a struggle, for lack of a better, like, I know I'm understating it, but yeah, definitely a bit of a struggle coming in right now to get that space. Just the amount of oppressive utility from not just the Cypher, but also those initiators for the side of Handsome Jits has been too much for these players to really break through. Now with only Sheriffs in their hands, they try to get a little bit of damage, somehow a lucky shot through the smoke, though it does seem like Lady Luck on Fracture has kind of deserted them. A little bit of aggression towards his A side once again. Pain holding the off angle for a while, will be pushed off of it since that Prowler found no information, as it does seem like an A split is likely to be on the cards. These two players are going to be trying to hold down on site and just bunker down, find some value to do something. Karos, the only one with any kind of weaponry to work with, even though they don't have armor.
Find you.
A very dicey buy for the side of Team Fish Tacos.
A dicey buy. Let's see if they're going to be able to dice up the site here, as they are still just leading in with a lot of ultis to try to force him back. But Pain with the nade is going to force anybody back. But Haxa taking advantage of it, grabbing Pain down. Yes, gets traded out, but monetary aside, they are here for it. Ricky gets spotted, gets decapitated. Allie's with it from Sand, and it's just Shane who's down as well. This is the round. Why you need to call timeouts 101, but Wraith will not be able to avenge his team, and a thrifty flows from the hands of the attackers.
Really well played by them. They did invest the Rolling Thunder as well as the Nightfall to be able to get that information as well as control onto site. But, you know, like you mentioned there, the investment of that Nightfall, it just cut off noise. It let Haxa do work his usual magic, just walk up, get a kill. Was instantly traded out, but in that chaos, it let the side of Fish Tacos finally invest that Rolling Thunder and find some purchase there onto the site. 7-4, a round that they had no business winning right there. And now you know, they have a chance to end this at a much more even 7-5 if they can manage it right now. Ultimate economy for them not the greatest, but for the side of Handsome Jits, they still have quite a bit to work with in this particular one. Brimsmoke's coming down for both of the controllers here on either team, as it looks to be a quick push onto his B side, but again, just the utility, it's causing so much pandemonium. Oh my god, their bird's alive.
Wow. As you said, utility causing pandemonium, and this panda is endangered as they are getting absolutely gunned down and burned alive. But the plant is still going to happen regardless. And now it's the counter ultimate. Pain flying in, grabbing frag, helping Complex with K-Rose. And this is just a retake of the Sentry as they're gunning it down. Ali able to be good for 2, but Complex is just better, good for 3. And that is going to be 8-4 at the half here, Zach.
I think that's like 2-8 for half that we've seen right now, but this is gonna be the first one that's completely in the favor
Actually,
of
no,
the
it's
side of
3.
Handsome Jits.
This is the third 8-4.
Wasn't it 9-3 on my Xbox?
Maybe. Yes, it was. Never mind. I'm gaslighting you. Don't listen to me. Let's now it's 8-4 again though.
Yeah, like I said, it's gonna be 8-4 this time in the favor of Handsome Jits, and if they can, if Handsome Jits can keep up the momentum, win this particular pistol round, now that they switched over to attack, it might be what they need to swing back into this best of 5 alive and taking away Team Fish Taco's pick here. Being able to win out on Fracture will bring them to their own map on map number 4, and we might be seeing the entire best of 5 if they can keep their everything together on this particular map, play together as a team, Wraith doing heroics while everybody else backs him up. All of that, I think, makes a huge factor.
Yeah, honestly, these guys are ready to really just rock this in. Crescent around the corner. I think they have to bring this back, but honestly, anything's capable. This is going to be a nearly mirrored team comp. The only difference being the duelist. So Crescent has to prove that Pain is not as good, but apparently that ain't happening today. Crescent not able to connect the shots. Frag will be able to buy time regardless, but it's the flank, the Cypher, all the way from up top, looking for something. Will get nothing as K-Rose guns him down in dish, and that dish is going to be completely licked clean here as Pain tries to now re-enter, but Crescent makes the difference count and grabs yet another. Finally, we're seeing Tacos take it back, but Complex is the guy that always swings it in the favors team. The top frag, the brimstone, and the fire raining above.
Hellfire indeed, and despite the numbers disadvantage, it does seem like the side of Handsome Jits, they will be able to get that spike down. Looking at the utility available for them, no molly for Complex to try and deny anything, and with that Cypher going down, they don't have information about this flank either. Carols will be able to find 3. It's all down to just Complex right now. A 1v3 they have to clutch out. They know exactly where they are. Prowler hunting them down as well, and Carols with 4 on the round will be able to get the pistol for the side of Fish Tacos here. A really great round coming out of them. Not only being able to shut down Wraith Lurk on that dish, but just wrapping back around, knowing that the Cypher was dead, knowing that the tripwires are offline, and finding the timing on the remainder of the players. Huge work out of the Fate.
Yeah, huge work here, but with that work being made, it is yet a round that is Pistol going back again to Taco. It seems whoever wins Pistol, though, doesn't win the half, and that's not a good look here for the side of Team Fish Taco, because, you know, just with that previous notion in mind, it might be a bad omen, but look at this. It's the buy round coming around here, and they want to lock this in, attack, full light armor, full stingers, and they need to now just be that swarm to harness this power. And Pain, right away, is going to get himself into sand and keep pushing it up for his team.
They're going fast and furious right now. The pain chills, they're doing quite a bit of damage to Ellie, taking them down to half their HP here. It is just a bit of a distraction, though, calling off all of the rotation from this B site, as it does seem like the attackers are going to be making their way towards that part of the map instead. Wraith, in the meantime, on the lurk, as always, tries to find a kill. Not quite able to connect the shot, though, and they are going to be pushed off this particular angle right now. Camera broken as well. At least Wraith is able to keep 2 players from rotating over towards that site. And in the meantime, unfortunately, it is going to be Wraith taken down as well. Now, no more distractions to keep them towards A. B is going to be where that hit is coming, but Taco, they're more than ready for it here. Already 2 players just playing a little bit forward, looking for some kills. The smokes, all of these smokes, though, from both the Cypher, the Brimstone, and whatever else is being thrown when it comes to utility, it's going to be pretty much the same down.
Yeah, but what a use of a boom bot. Going Cabela ammo, taking out Haxa in this round. Honestly, looks pretty solid for the attackers, but the second they try to plant that bomb, Karis is going to swing out. The Molotov just barely missing Complex. But right around it, Pain flicks on one, decides to tunnel vision back onto another, and that is a round for defense to take it. A very wise investment, now burned away. It's like you're just watching the Joker burn a pile of money here, because these guys are not looking like the best clowns.
Yeah, the force buy did not go as expected, or well, that's gonna be not just the money burns away, but also just that lead dipping lower and lower right now. It was 8-4 when we started, and now with Fish Tacos winning those two, possibly looking at a third as well, seeing that it's gonna be forcing Handsome Jits to eco here. It could possibly be 8-7, and once again, we're at risk of seeing that 3-0 coming out of Fish Tacos, something that I'm sure Handsome Jits is very much against here. Not much to work with when it comes to weapons in this particular round for the side of Handsome Jits. They are going to be going for a half buy, still have some stinkers to work with, but aside from that, I don't know how much they're going to be able to do, as already Kairos finds that first blood.
Yeah, Kairos is going to be able to find that first blood, but Pain right around the corner. Here he is, doubling it up. It's Complex and Frag, both for one for each team, but in the smoke, it's a shorty coming up large. Pain is going to do the best they can with the stinger, grabbing another, but out of ammo, the reload might just be just enough. He's going in, and the shorty is huge in Crescent's hand. They're about to tie this up.
Well, I like the confidence on Jet there. Crescent just going for it like, hey, you said he's low, buddy? You think too? Okay, don't worry, I got you. I got a shorty just going for the helicopter shot, being able to take him down completely, take him out of the equation there, and phenomenal work coming out of Fish Tacos. A very quick round. Like we mentioned, it wasn't much of a buy for Handsome Jits. This is going to be the investment coming in, and if Fish Tacos, they can somehow convert this bonus or at least make it expensive, it might be the last straw that broke the camel's back.
Yeah, it could be the straw that broke the back of the camel, but the thing about camels is that they can go a long time without drinking any water, which means they might be able to go a long time without having too many rounds under their belt. So I want to see that comeback. I want to see how they're going to be able to walk across the desert of pain here, as they've already lost 2 rounds here and really just need to secure that back here. But no guarantees, as unfortunately for them, they're facing off against full buys, and Crescent is pulling out that op.
Oh, well, that's definitely going to be a heavy investment that they put in, despite it being kind of a bonus round like we talked about. Operator not finding any value quite yet. It is going to be the orbital strike invested off the back of it. Pain able to find that first blood as Haxa is pushed out of their comfy little corner. No more Cypher utility or cameras available to prevent this from really materializing. Right now, the operator towards main finally being able to ring through, taking down Pain, which means that showstopper is no longer going to be a point of contention in this retake. Still going to be able to anchor down towards this main area. That's going to be a position that's denied for post plants and Complex. They already invested their orbital strike, so it's going to be one less ultimate that they have to worry about. Complex, so trying to go in for a little bit of a wraparound here. Might be able to find the timing on the Jet. That might be the difference maker in this particular retake round, as Frag starts going for the diffuser range. They're going to be sticking it. What? Halfway through, almost there, and they have it.
No way.
No way.
That's the second time. Second time here. And
I agree.
You know, they're taking the words out of my mouth, but unfortunately, they're also taking the rounds out of the hands of these attackers. Now tying it up 8-8. Team Fish Tacos said, hey, you gotta be quicker than that. They're dangling the carrot on the stick right in front of these kids, and it is not really working for the side of attackers. Handsome Jits, they were good on defense, but something just does not work on their attack.
Yeah, they're just struggling a little bit, I would have to say, unfortunately. Not able to do that, and now despite them losing the round here, they are going to be able to still buy up that operator. Crescent in particular holding on with this angle, only half armor in their arsenal, but I don't think they need more if they can hit the shots like they've been doing all day today. Gonna be going for a quick rotate over, expecting the hit to be towards A instead, and they might be right, because it's gonna be not just that showstopper available to go for it. However, the instinct is there from Fish Tacos. They're gonna be investing in early Nightfall, already spotting out 3 players right now. It does seem like Crescent knows exactly where this player is locked in, and is going to be trying to hold down the operator, get that first crucial kill, pulls out the Blade Storm as well. Crescents, they're feeling themselves today.
There we go, Crescent.
Oh,
Well, feeling himself, but rushing with the op, giving it up, and now a Bulldog is about to get the biggest upgrade in the game here. But over on the other side, it's going to be Wraith tipping and tapping his way right through Hex's cranium, and this is where you got to see it. They are doing a clean job holding these players back and keeping it going.
Oh, bit of a slowdown on the round after that 1-for-1 trade there.
30
Bladestorm gonna
seconds
be not in the equation as well. Haxa super tagged up onto site. Wraith knows we've done the damage. Let's go, boys. Let's go onto the site. That's gonna be the call right now as they run it down. Pain still alive, still having the showstopper online. It might be the difference maker here. They charge in narrowly, I would have to say, missing that tripwire. Haxa though still alive and kicking, being able to get a very crucial kill. Showstopper invested, but not gonna be finding any value here. Ali with the orbital strike as well as the rifle is going to be all Fish Tacos need to seal that lead back for the first time over the course of this game as they get to 9, and now they're only 4 rounds away from being able to take this grand finals 3-0, a result that I think none of us expected.
Yeah, taking this grand finals 3-0, honestly, I'm a fan of Team Fish Tacos. Only for the reason they follow me back on Twitter. None of Handsome Jits does. So, you know, I'm a little biased, okay? But speaking of how Team Fish Tacos is being able to play it, they are completely just putting the foot down here and making sure no one gets to walk in their space, and they're doing a clean job with that, now being the eco round for attack. But here's Pain, a little bit stuck on a rope, will be thrown back, decides to pull out a nade and pull the pin, but unfortunately, it's not going to go boom here, but Crescent sure is with the boomstick, taking out Complex, taking out Ricky, leaving only Shane to feel the pain up in A main. Let's see if this player can actually do some damage, but it's a 1v5, and it might just be the goal to survive, and he's down. Double digits on the board, defense cleaning it up.
You know, we talked a lot about the defense coming out at the side of Handsome Jits and how they're running it, but from Fish Tacos, it's much more aggressive and individual plays that really make it work. Like, you know, we saw Crescents being able to get that first kill, but I think that the biggest difference maker so far in this particular map in particular has to be Karos as well as Ali on that Brimstone. Ali in particular is hitting some absolutely nutty shots. Great post plan, great ultimates. Overall, just being able to deny any kind of space on a lot of these crucial rounds that Handsome just really have to win. Putting up a phenomenal performance right there.
Yeah, they're putting up that performance pretty well, but look at Crescent with that op, spots out one, but whiffs the shot. And he is going to get stunned, and they are going to want to rush him. There is the Rolling Thunder, and they will capitalize on the aggression. Crescent, say bye-bye, unless somehow your smoke comes up large. And with the short, he still managed to take out Wraith. But they are on the site, 2 versus 2. One is low, and here's K-Rose, knowing that something's nearby, and will be able to stay alive here. And he has to wait for his teammate to really just hold that bomb down. They have the spike. They have the control. Arcade looking like a game here because they're playing it on easy mode as Pain has to clutch a 1v2.
Does know where these players are, but that smoke coming down, it's going to deny that information. Just know that it's likely it's going to be a crossfire right now, but has to methodically clear out every single angle. I like, again, just the utility usage that we were talking about, right, from Ali. It's going to buy at least a couple of seconds, especially considering that the Brimstone smokes are the longest ones in the game. Kane now, though, trying to find some value. That Hodge comes through just a little bit too late, as it will be the clutch to keep Handsome Jits in this series. Super well played by them, and it's going to be 9-10 right now. Again, economy takes a little bit of a beating as they lose 4 players, but they also make it expensive for Fish Tacos, and that's the clutch that might be the boost that the side of Handsome Jits need to come back swinging into this.
Yeah, they need to come bringing this swing in here. And honestly, they still have Tacos with a lot of money. The same buys are going to be coming out here, even though Pain was able to clutch this up. But Tacos looking up towards the heavens, wanting to make sure that they always are going to be looking up in this game. Don't really care that they lost 1 round because they just won 6 in a row here. And now with this op is going to get aggressive in dish. There are 2 people pushing Arcade that he might be able to flank. But again, attack doesn't have full armor, doesn't even have full buys. 2 Bulldogs to try to make it work for them.
Oh, that's just a nasty shot. 2 of them, in fact, coming out of Ali. finally Complex gonna be able to trade it out, but the damage has already been done. Or so I would have said if Shane hadn't managed to bounce back. With Hacksta going down, there's gonna be no more anchor on that site, and the site itself will be taken completely. They also know exactly where these remaining defenders are here and where exactly that retake is coming from. Once again, Crescent with that operator has to find some value. Shane knows though that two players are gonna be pushing up and has to kind of hold down this angle. Frag with the peak though will find the wallbang kill there. And right now, these two remaining players for the side of Hansen just somehow having to make it work. It's all down to just Wraith here. 45 HP and a dream, and they whipped their shot as well. Still might be able to at least get a couple of kills, but that's going to be all that is available. Because I like in the meantime, it's just going to be stuck.
Wow.
Yeah.
I gotta ask, Wraith, if you're whiffing it so much today, what does it smell like? Because it doesn't smell like victory. Right now, getting another spike, just pros don't fake kind of gameplay. Wraith's able to pick it up at the end, but that bomb is defused, and your team is looking pretty bad money-wise. You're gonna have to see more Bulldogs pulled out. You're gonna have to see even less buys coming out from your team, as Ricky can't even afford here. So, you know, Wraith, we know you're a good player. We know you know how to hit those. Those little whiffs are adding up, and now that you're down 2 games, this series is right around the corner to being ended. They looked like they were about to win this game, but unfortunately, 8-4 is a cursed, and we've never seen this before, where the comeback from Team Fish Tacos is this massive.
Again, an aggressive position being held by Crescent here, trying to get that headshot. Not quite connecting though, as Pain will be the one to shut them down instead. They have information though. Karos gets that refrag, gets 2 in fact before being finally shut down, and oh my god, Frag takes the orbital strike to try and get an aggressive position onto site. It is also going to be the neural theft invested to boot to cut these players off right now. 2v3 situation. They have to deny this round victory for the side of Fish Tacos to prevent them from getting to not just match but also series points. It is going to be all 3 players on from the defense to stack up on this side. The door going to be opened as well, as in this 2v3 situation, they have to somehow get a pick, have to somehow get the advantage. But Ali will deny that. Wraith in a 1v3. We saw them before. Can they do it this time around? The sun is going to be immaculate, still getting the kill. And it's a 1v1 situation. They know where this player is, but the reload, it might be at the worst time. And Frag we'll get that frag. That was a very dicey round, but it is going to be match and series point for the side of Fish Tacos. What the heck? What the heck? Hello?
Yeah, that's... He was doing so well. And then deciding to reload, throwing it away. I can never tell what's going to happen next year, as these guys are just kicking the butts of pretty much everybody in front of them. And Team Fish Taco now 1 away from taking it. It's Wraith who was able to do the damage, but this is not a game like Call of Duty. It's not about how many kills you get per second. It's about how much you actually impact the objective. And unfortunately, they've only been able to plant the bomb 3 times here.
Yeah, they've just been denying sight out of the hands of these attackers right now. Once again, early aggression towards this A area, getting some information that there's going to be no presence at all from the side of Handsome Jits. It's going to be a very quick execute off the back of the Showstopper onto the side. In fact, both the Showstopper as well as the Orbital Strike invested right now from these defenders. And Hacksta, unfortunately, will be the victim of that Showstopper just randomly tossed to the corner. No watching camera for you, Mr. Cypher, because you are going to be taken out 4v5.
Yeah, going to be taken out here, but let's see how these players are able to read this out. Pain sitting inside of Arcade, very up close with this close range gun. We do have Crescent. This is an eco round coming around here for these players, as they kind of just have to make it work with the judge in hand, making space slowly and slowly, as Kairos is actually building up time, and Crescent, long distance. That's why the judge is great. But here's Wraith grabbing one, getting his ultimate off for information. Pain is going to be able to spot one, and Kairos is here to gun him down, but it's the judge. And that bomb's ticking away, and they don't have time. They win it on time, but that was an expensive round to get taken down.
Oh. Judge. The judge did so much work. Goodbye to that particular one. And like you mentioned, it is going to be the side of Handsome Jit staying alive. Economy in a kind of a little bit of a rough spot for the side of Fish Tacos, despite the rounds that they've won. Going to be forced to kind of get a half buy in to make sure that they can buy up in the next and deny this overtime. But Handsome Jits, they have a chance at taking it to overtime. They have a chance at taking the map away from Fish Tacos once again, and a chance of staying in the series. All they have to do is win 2 more rounds and then 2 more rounds after that. Somehow, it doesn't seem like a lot, but the way Fish Tacos have been playing tonight, it's a lot.
Yeah, it is going to be a lot here for Team Fish Taco, as This ultimate should be able to build them up. What is this playstyle? They know that Team Fish Taco is going to get aggressive, and they're just holding it down. But these buys are just enough to maybe hold it back. Lots of marshals, lots of knives, but unfortunately the counter blind, you play the ante, you're working it out, but they're going in. They're going regardless with all of the ultimates. It's only 2 in their spawn, and it looks like they're going to get spawn camped in a game of Valorant. I didn't even know that was possible, but here's Complex needing to run his way down to over towards A and right into the hands of Haxa.
Caught between a rock and a hard place. This is the exact scenario that you want to avoid. 8 bullets in a dream, trying to wait for his teammate to find some kind of value, and Wraith will be the one to deliver. However, Haxa with the Ghost finds that first kill. We've seen Wraith being forced to that clutch kind of position before, but again, the whiff, it's going to be coming out at the worst time here. As it will be Fish Tacos taking map number 3 as well. A 3-0 performance out of them as they win the grand finals. They are your IGLeague Open Division champions, and what a series coming out of them. Wow.
They lost to a Thrifty.
That's kind of
They lost to a Thrifty. I expected a lot more from Handsome Jits. I was really expecting this best of 5 to go either 3-0 in their favor because of how they were performing before. And I kind of talked to you about that early, but Team Fish Taco, you guys are just doing the best that you can. I got to know what they're putting in those tacos because that was some cracked gameplay for sure. Yeah, you know, their gameplay, not exactly fishy. Everything they did was just the smartest thing to do. They weren't, it was, except for that one shot we saw with the Sage, that was frag, that was fishy. That was BS on Icebox. But an amazing series to cast here, 3-0. And now it's time for an interview. You said that you wanted to ask TFT a question for Crescent and what's going on. And we got to think about some questions to ask here. But if I were to say how that game were to go, it was upsetting. Not in a statistical way. They upset the board. They took that bracket, threw it out the window, and said, we're TFT. We know the best team fighting tactics that we can do. This team, Fish Taco, is going to get just shoved down the throats of the enemies, and they did it.
You know, before, like Edie mentioned, we were talking about this before the series started, and I have to say, I asked, my first question was, is Team Fish Tacos going to 3-0 today? I am so glad to be proven right. I think we both kind of cast our curse at me in a positive way, Educatonator in a negative way, but congratulations again for Team Fish Tacos, a phenomenal performance coming out of them, and of course, just the fact that you've managed to come back and not only beat a team that has defeated you so many times in the past, but also do it in such a dominating fashion. Hats off. Well done.
Yeah, that is immaculate, and it looks like we're actually going to be pulling out the initiator and the occasional sentinel player Frag into our interview today. And we saw Frag out here, 18 assists on Breach there. Didn't exactly get the most amount of picks, but you don't need picks if you're assisting your team. The stuns were immaculate. The Rolling Thunders rolled their team to success today, and that's where we are going to be watching it. So stay tuned, everybody. We're going to be having this interview start in just a second. I'm going to see if he's available to get dragged in, but yep, he is. So get your thinking caps going. GG's to the team of Team Fish Tacos, and let's have a nice conversation with our boy Frag here. So I'm going to drag Frag up, and we're going to ask him some questions. So welcome, Frag. Hello. It is interview time. Me and Zach have a few questions for you, and I'm going to let Zach take it away.
Oh, all right. Hello again, Frag. I think the last time that I think you played against Acacia or Monarch, I don't remember which particular one, but we had an interview with you the last time. Congratulations on your win today. Firstly, how are you feeling to beat a team that has beat you so many times before?
It feels good. I kind of came in like earlier as like a sub, so I kind of transitioned to like being on the team. So it's kind of nice to get some practice in and actually like get the ball moving. To be honest with you, like I came in really confident today. I honestly, it was in my head. I knew we were gonna 3-0. If I'm being real with you, I knew we were like way better than them. So it feels good to obviously like get revenge. But there was no doubt in my mind that like we weren't gonna win this. So it feels good though. It feels really good.
Just a little bit of an add-on to that. So, you know, you like we talked about, you've played against this particular team a lot before, and you've never been able to really like step it up and take that win. In fact, I think it's been 2-0 most of the time. What was the difference maker this time? What did you guys do, and what did you guys eat before the game to hit some shots like that? 2 questions.
Strictly energy drinks, or just levitating. But I mean, to be honest with you, like I've been kind of here for like officially for a little bit now. So like kind of be able to just like get some good individual practice and just like kind of get used to each other finally. It was just I think the reason why we lost like before was just comms and just being a little bit sloppy, just because we weren't used to each other. But 2 weeks later, like we worked on it. We feel really comfortable with one another, and we're just kind of like we just kind of played off each other and kind of just like went with the flow. So it just felt really good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it definitely showed in today's gameplay. I've been casting a lot of the events in the playoffs here, and me and Zach did a lot of work together on the opens, and we can tell you are not the same team that we expected. Not even in the start of the playoffs. In the quarterfinals, you got taken down by Acacia 2-0. So, seeing how you guys performed there, and then proceeded to get into that lower bracket and say, okay, we're okay with this, then proceeding to absolutely steamroll anybody in your way back all the way to the grand finals and then do it in the GF. That's pretty impressive. So,
Thank you.
I really thought Acacia was going to go pretty far. Even the teams that we interviewed before the hands, they didn't have you on that radar. And I think because they didn't expect you to pop off this well, they didn't prep. You could tell that, barely any timeouts were called. They didn't want to take the time of day to really ask themselves what was going wrong. And I'm sorry, but it just never happened. You were the only team that actually, took a deep breath, and that really leads into what happens next in those games. So I got to ask you one question here. With the prep that you guys did to prepare, how were you feeling after you got knocked down to those lowers?
To be honest with you, like it kind of sucked getting knocked down. We weren't playing that well. Our comms were kind of messed. We're kind of just like in our own heads. So after that, like just really took the time saying like I just told everyone like I really don't care like what the result is. I don't care what happens in rounds. Like we need to keep a high head. Like we know we're better than everyone. Like we can just reassess and like we'll figure it out from there. So getting knocked into lower is like kind of sucked, but we kind of knew that like just go next day we'll be fine and just play like what we normally play at. And there really should be no problem. It doesn't really matter where we're at. We're just not going to lose. So we didn't. So
yeah, you guys definitely lived up to that, not losing. I mean, 3-0. Obviously, I am going to say this to your face. I did not expect you guys to do so well based on how I last saw you perform.
said-
Because listen, Handsome Jits was undefeated, and they did a decent job. I thought that Handsome Jits were going to keep that training, but I did not expect them to not prepare for this because it was obvious that they were not in the same headspace that you guys were. And another question: because your headspace was so clean, who was the player on your team that put you guys together? That really was the glue that made it so you didn't fall apart.
I mean, I would say like obviously everyone does like a job of like keeping one another in check and like keeping accountability. I think most important thing is keeping each other accountable during rounds. Like we're not afraid to talk about like a mistake that happened during the game and just like make a quick patch on it. No one really gets like hurt by just like mistakes. You know what I mean? It happens, and we just want to like everyone wants to win, so we're gonna move past it. But so yeah, I would say everyone does like a good job like talking about like what they want to do and like what they need to fix and like making sure we're keeping each other accountable. So yeah, I would say it's a team effort on that end.
Perfect. Zach, do you have any more gameplay questions or overall questions for the wonderful player Frag here?
Probably just one. I think just before we do this, I want to mention my first question as soon as I walked in and I talked to these guys was, is Fish Tacos gonna 3-0 today? And I'm very glad that you proved me right. But yeah, just one last question. What are you gonna do with all that nice prize money?
Ooh, I'm gonna use it for college books next year for sure.
Oh hell yeah!
That's gonna eat up all of it. Good luck.
I mean, that's
Feels
gonna be
good.
like 80% of the payout you got. College books are damn expensive, but yeah. And what are you guys gonna do? Follow-up question to celebrate tonight. Are you guys gonna go run it down in some matchmaking and throw some RR? Are you gonna throw some bands in a Discord call? Are you guys gonna be celebrating together or?
Oh yeah, we're definitely be vibing for a while. Hell yeah! So we'll be vibing for a while, talking, chilling out, and then I'll probably run down some rank too. Let them know.
Yeah, get on that high. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was awesome to watch you guys compete and really just everybody kind of put in the amount of effort that you would really expect. You could tell that your synchronicity with your sentinels. I got a shout out to Haxa today. Really was consistent in not only the flanks but also the ability for retakes. I think your retakes were probably your best aspect of today, and the way that you guys really just locked down how those guys were able to just make their purchases. The economy play was great. The way that you guys built ultimates was good. Definitely, all of those key points are a benefit. But I gotta ask, is there any mistake that you know you're going to be thinking about in the next open division?
Any mistakes that we made today?
Yeah, anything that really stood out to you that you got to work on, even though you 3-0 swept them, even in the best case scenario, sometimes you can see the dirt on the walls.
I would just say the overheating, especially when we're like winning the game. Like, let's just close out, right? I mean, there's a lot of. I'm not gonna lie. We're trolling in the Discord call a bit because like we knew it was gonna be Freelo, so just making sure we're keeping each other in check and making sure we're closing out. Because a lot of times like we're just like but I mean, we knew today was good. So like just making sure like keeping level head definitely going into the future.
Awesome.
Well, congratulations on your win. And I think this is the second time I'm getting to interview you. Hopefully I get to do it more in the future, but enjoy the rest of your night. Any final parting thoughts for this interview?
Oh, shout out my teammates, shout out the boys, right? So yeah, that's pretty much it. Appreciate you guys having me on.
Yeah, absolutely. And we better see Team Fish Taco in Open Divisions number 2. I mean, you guys are in every IGL tournament. I better see you go just as far as you did today.
Of course, we haven't even started yet. This is just the beginning. Like, we're not even in. This is still baby step phase for us. So we're a big journey. But I appreciate you guys. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. And have a great day. And now let's talk, Zach. Let's talk about what's going to be happening next year at IGL. Let's talk about what is going to be happening for the rest of the day. Not that much for today, but Zach, we got a new open divisions that is now open on IGLeague.com. So if you guys have been watching today and you want to get in on the action, I know that there were a lot of teams watching. I was getting DMs from the Monarch team asking me what I was putting my money on. So I know that there are a lot of teams here that are going to be competing in a much bigger tournament moving forward, because here at IGL, it just gets better. It just gets bigger. We bring on better talent. And, having you here, Zach, has been always a pleasure since, you're a newer addition to IG League. And you definitely have proved to not only be an amazing caster, but just a good person to be working with. So thank you for joining me.
That goes both ways. I'm super thankful for production here for giving me a shot and keeping me on, and of course the opportunity to work with someone as great as you, not just as talent but also as a person. It's been fantastic. Huge shout out to everybody who's been involved over the course of this tournament. We had a couple of other casters as well. I think that Educated has been the one to probably have done the most games, but we had Soren, I think we had Mickey. I don't know if there's anybody else, because these were the two that I casted with.
It was Soren, Mickey, you, myself, and then we had an observer Freezes, and then we had Hydra as our always producing producer. And Hydra keeps the lights on here, and he also keeps the stream going. So we always have to say thank you, Hydra. Your observing's only gotten better. We all saw it last year, but things have been getting better here at IGL, and they're only going to continue in that direction. So I just want to say, if you guys are interested in following this journey for IGL as they consistently bring bigger and bigger events, make sure to follow them on Twitter, join the Discord, and shout out to Cake as well. Cake does a lot of the behind the scenes stuff. So Cake never gets a shout out, but Cake Mittens is a mod here at IGL that puts on a lot of the behind the scene events. So shout out to Cake. But speaking of shout outs, Zach, if anybody ever wants to hear your amazing casting, where should they reach out to you on?
They can find me on Twitter. It's @ZAHKRIIVEN. I know it's really annoying. I'm trying to get just the cool 4-letter Twitter handle, but unless you're super famous, it's not gonna be happening, and I'm not there yet. But of course, thank you if you do want to show my co-caster some love as well. I'm sure that most of you watching already do follow him, because he's been doing this for a while. But it is, oh my god, I suck at spelling. @EDUCA. I can't spell. I suck at spelling bees. Please just do it.
TONATOR. It's a big one. Just think of it like a Heinz Doofenshmirtz invention, because I'm Educatinator, and you guys have been awesome to have us here. You can also feel free to follow Hydra. He never posts anything interesting, but I'm sure that he will eventually. Yeah, like anything at all. But go check out Hydra's Twitter.
IG League.
Yeah, he just retweets us. But
and of course, of course, do follow IG League at
Yeah.
IG League on Twitter. I think that that's where you get tournament updates. You'll know which matches are going to be streamed. You're going to know whether our fantastic duo or anybody else is going to be casting them or not. And of
Mhm.
course, you get to know about other tournaments and prize pools. So definitely something for all of you guys watching to do right now. Just do it right now.
Yeah, go do that, and we will go do some other stuff today. Take a deep breath, go get your snacks, take a nice nap, and celebrate if you liked having fun today, as that is the end of the Open Divisions #1. #2 is right around the corner. Stay tuned, stick around, and we will see you guys when that starts in those opens. So, GG, everybody, and we hope you have a great day.
You are my ecstasy when you are next to me, flooding my dopamine. Stay here right next to me. Oh, you make me feel like I can touch the sky. You make me feel like I can touch the sky. Couldn't call me, couldn't saw me rolling. Like whoa, you took all my love like you stole it. Got me like whoa, yeah, whoa. You are my You are my You make me feel like I can touch the sky. You make me feel like I can touch the sky.